Live from the Maverick Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the final game of the 2022 calendar year, as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the fifth straight meeting between the Grizzlies and the Steelheads, and it's the 12th of 18 meetings between the clubs during the regular season. Utah is 2-9 against Idaho this season, and Idaho has won each of the first four games of this set. It began on December 21st as Idaho got a 6-3 victory. And then last Friday on December 23rd at Idaho Central Arena, Remy Poirier had a 18-save shutout. And the Steelheads defeated the Grizzlies by a score of 6-0. Here at Maverick Center this past Wednesday, the best Wednesday night crowd that the Grizzlies had since February of 2012 saw Idaho defeat Utah 6-2. Cam Strong and Jordan Martell each scored for Utah 13 seconds apart in the third period, but it was too much Idaho's Jordan Kawaguchi had 2 goals and 2 assists, and Matt Register had 1 goal and 3 assists. And then last night here at Maverick Center, a crowd of just about 7,000 was here for Idaho, defeating Utah 4-1 as Cam Strong scored a power play goal, 10:03 into the contest. And then Idaho scored 4 unanswered, including 2 power play goals from Owen Hedrick in the first period. Willie Niram and Jordan Kawaguchi each added goals for the Steelheads, who have now won 10 in a row. It was a very low shot count for both teams last night. Utah outshot Idaho 22-21. Idaho is 2 for 6 on the power play, both of them coming in back-to-back portions of the double minor that was served by Aaron Tho. Utah was 1 for 3 on the power play, so watch out for the penalty kill, or really the special teams for both teams, both the power play and penalty kill units. Utah gets Andrew Nilsson back in the lineup after missing last night, but the Grizzlies lose Zach Sekos as he is out due to an injury. Not sure how long he's going to be out, but he might be out for a few weeks. So Zach Sekos out of the Grizzlies lineup tonight, and Utah is going to go with 10 forwards and 7 defensemen tonight. Trent Miner will get the start in net. He'll be going up against Adam Scheel, who got the start on Wednesday for Idaho. In fact, Scheel stopped 25 of 27 and also had an assist and was the game's number 3 star on Wednesday. So it's going to be an interesting one here. It's the last game of the 2022 calendar year as the fans are filing in here to Maverick Center. Face-off will be at about 5:10, and it's an interesting start time, and it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Grizzlies wearing the white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. Idaho wearing a black jersey tonight for the 3rd straight game. It'll be interesting to see if Idaho's 10-game winning streak comes to an end or if they're going to extend it to 11 games. As for Utah, they're trying to end a 4-game losing skid. When we come back, there was one trade that the Colorado Eagles made that was pretty interesting involving former Grizzlies players. We'll talk about that, and we'll also give you the lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Saturday evening, and you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face off in about 15 minutes from now as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads in the last game of the 3-game set here at Maverick Center and the last of 5 straight meetings between the clubs. Well, an interesting trade was made by the Colorado Eagles today as forward Ben Tardif was traded from the Colorado Eagles to the Hartford Wolfpack for former Grizzly Luke Martin. Martin has an AHL contract but had been playing most of the season with the Jacksonville Icemen. In fact, Martin was selected to the Eastern Conference All-Star team, which was announced on Wednesday. Andrew Nilsson is the Grizzlies All-Star representative. But it's interesting to see Ben Tardif, who probably would have spent some time later in the season with the Grizzlies. I mean, it's possible considering he spent the majority of last season with Utah, and he led the club in assists and points. And you think about Ben Tardif starting the season with the Grizzlies, played about a month, and then went to Colorado. It looked like he'd been playing pretty decent for the Eagles, but Ben Tardif is now a member of the Hartford Wolfpack. What that does for his ECHL rights, it's possible that Hartford would just send him down to Jacksonville. And, for Luke Martin, is it possible he can end up making a return to Utah? I mean, remains to be seen. It's possible that now there's another defenseman there in Colorado that maybe, another defenseman, even if it's not Luke Martin, might end up finding their way to Utah. So it's an interesting trade that was being made involving two former Grizzlies and two of the best members of the Grizzlies last season. Both Ben Tardif and Luke Martin do have something in common, as both guys were named to the league's all-rookie team. And so it's interesting to see both guys traded for each other with different clubs. Ben Tardif with Colorado and Luke Martin with Hartford. Remember, Martin did get a cup of coffee with the Colorado Eagles last season. He played in a handful of games, and so Luke Martin goes back to the Colorado Eagles as he has been acquired for Ben Tardif. And so what that means for Tardif, I mean, if he never plays another game for the Grizzlies, he did have a really good run, as he was maybe the Grizzlies' best forward last season, and he was really just a magician with what he was able to do with passes and things of that nature. He's in his second year as a pro, and we're certainly going to be rooting on Ben Tardif and hoping that he'll have a bunch of success over with the Hartford Wolfpack. And if he does end up in Jacksonville, that's yet just another former Grizzly that ends up with Jacksonville, as he'd probably join Hunter Skinner, Travis Howell, though Howell ended up spending some time in the AHL with the San Diego Ghouls, and the former Grizzly Parker Hagan over there as well. So an interesting trade made in the AHL, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Grizzlies are able to do here in the final game of the 2022 calendar year. And think about the last 365 days. It's been interesting for the Grizzlies, who last season won the division title for the first time in club history. And you think about making a Western Conference playoff run where they lost in 5 games to the Toledo Walleye. Now, obviously, the standings have been a little bit tough for the Grizzlies this season, as they are 11-16 on the campaign. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half of the season. I probably don't even look at January, because when you consider January, the Grizzlies only have 4 home games in the entire month. You look at all the home games in February, March, and April. The majority of the last 2.5 months of the regular season will be at home, and that's where the Grizzlies probably are going to hit their stride. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're going to end up being a great second-half team. We got the lineups for both teams hot off the presses, and when we come back in 1 minute, we will give you the lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads. This is the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads meeting for the 12th time this season. We'll get to the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Idaho Steelheads. They're led by Everett Sheen. His assistant is Keenan Kelly. The Steelheads have a record of 24-3-0-1 this season. On the road, they are 11-1-0-1. Starting in net for the Steelheads is going to be Adam Scheel, who's going to be wearing number 35. Scheel is 6'3", 192 pounds. This will be his 11th appearance of the season. He's got a record of 9-1 with a 2.11 goals against average and 928 save percentage. The starting defensive pairing, Matt Register, is making his 501st ECHL appearance. He had 1 goal, or he had 2 assists last night. On Wednesday, he had 1 goal and 3 assists, so he's been amazing in this series. Register leads the league with a plus 37 rating. in only 28 games. That means he's averaging better than a +1 per game for Idaho this year. Registered this season, has 4 goals and 18 assists. He is 6'2" and 225 pounds. He'll be lined up next to Cody Heiskanen, who in 17 games for Idaho has a +24 rating. He has 12 assists. He had 2 assists in last night's game. So Register and Heiskanen are the defensive pairing. The other defensemen it looks like we're expected to see tonight include Casey Johnson, who's got 3 assists in 10 games. The number 1 star last night was Owen Hedrick, who had 2 goals, both of them in the first period. He's got 10 goals and 15 assists, and he's got a point in 15 of his last 17 games. Patrick Kudla and Dawson Bardo are also going to be in there for the Steelheads. Starting forwards for Idaho, Wade Murphy has 6 goals and 11 assists in 18 games. He's got a +15 rating. Their captain, A.J. White, who was with the Grizzlies back in the 2020-21 season, he's a +14 in 28 games, 6 goals and 12 assists. And Jordan Kawaguchi, who had an empty net goal right at the end of regulation last night, he's got 3 goals and 2 assists in the 2 games here at Maverick Center. Kawaguchi leads the Steelheads with 15 goals this season. He also has 10 assists and a +14 rating. Other forwards we're expected to see tonight for Idaho that could make a strong contribution include Ryan Domowski. The Mouse is in the house as he's got 14 goals and 20 assists. He's a +19. We'll also see Justin Misiak, the cousin of former Grizzly Ryan Misiak, who's got 3 goals and 3 assists in 16 games. Jack Becker is going to be in there. He's got 21 points in 28 games. Willie Nerum has 10 points in 21 games. He scored a goal last night. Looks like Zane Franklin's going to be in the Idaho lineup, and he'll essentially be replacing Jade Miller, who's a scratch. Also looks like Colton Keller's a scratch for the Steelheads tonight. So we'll see Franklin in there for the first time in this series. He was outstanding last week in Boise. Zach Walker, Jonas Vandenberg's also in the lineup for the Steelheads, and it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do. As you think about Idaho and the run that they're on, they're averaging 4.5 goals per game and allowing just 1.9. It was interesting to see the Grizzlies really capitalize on the special team scoring a power play goal on Friday, but it was interesting to see the shot count, as it really hasn't made a whole lot of sense, the shot count in this series. You think about the Grizzlies on December 21st, in the first of this 5-game set, and that was at Idaho Central Arena. Idaho won 6-3, but the Grizzlies outshot the Steelheads 42-37. And then 2 nights later, 8 days ago in Boise, Utah lost 6-0, and Idaho outshot them 49-18. Here at Maverick Center on Wednesday night, it was Idaho outshooting Utah 39-27. And last night, there wasn't a whole lot of shots on either side. In fact, the Grizzlies outshot the Steelheads 22-21. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of a shot count we'll have tonight. Either it's going to be a high-volume shot count or it's going to be kind of a lower volume. So who knows what we'll see here tonight. And I think I'm trying to figure out, what benefits the Grizzlies. Is it going to be trying to find a way to limit the shot count, or is it going to be in a situation where, you're talking about both teams taking about 40 shots per game? So who knows what we'll see tonight. I do know that Idaho does, they're third in the league right now because they were leading the league in shots, but because they only had the 21 last night, they are now third in the league, averaging 36.6 shots per game and allowing just 28.1, which is also third best in the league. On average, the Grizzlies have been outshot by about 6 shots per game. So we'll see what happens here this evening in Game 3 of the 3-game set here at Maverick Center. Don't forget, next week, the Grizzlies will be at the Monument taking on the Rapid City Rush. Games will be on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Face-off will be at 7:05 each night. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll give you the Grizzlies lineup. This is the Utah Grizzlies pregame show presented by America First Credit Union.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Now let's get to the lineup for the Utah Grizzlies, who have a record of 11-16 this season. They are 5-7 here at the friendly confines of Maverick Center. They are led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz and his assistant Jared Pike. was a teammate of A.J. White's back in the 2020-21 season. Trainer is Colin Lee, and the equipment manager is Mason Whalen. The assistant equipment manager is Jackson Hibbard. Starting in net for the Grizzlies is going to be Trent Miner, who's making his 13th appearance this season. He's got a record of 3-8 with one shutout, which came on November 27th against the Trois Rivières Lions when he stopped all 30 shots that he saw. That actually broke a Grizzlies franchise record all time for shutouts. He's got a 3.36 goals against average and .895 save percentage. Miner's backup tonight is Eric Dopp, who got the start on Wednesday night, making his Grizzlies debut where he stopped 33 of 39. Starting defensive pairing, the captain, Connor McDonald, who has 2 goals and 3 assists in 24 games. He's got a +1 rating. He'll be lined up next to James Shearer, who leads the club with a +4 rating. Shearer has 4 assists in 9 games. He is 5'9" and 185 pounds. He's a former captain of the Brandon Wheat Kings. He spent 3 seasons at the University of Calgary. 7 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. Andrew Nilsson returns to the lineup after missing last night's game. He'll be in there wearing number 44. He's the Grizzlies all-star representative, and he leads the club with 20 assists and 24 points on the season. He also has 4 goals. Watch out for him when the Grizzlies are on the power play, as he does a good job at times orchestrating things, making the right pass either to his left or to his right. And when he's open, he does have a pretty good shot. Other defensemen we're expected to see tonight include Victor Bartley, who's making his 20th appearance this season. Kyle Pouncey has 5 assists in 22 games. He'll be in there wearing number 23. Corey Thomas got in a fight on Wednesday night, and Thomas played pretty well for the Grizzlies last night. He'll be wearing number 3. Aaron Tho is going to wear number 28. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 22 games. So the starting defensive pairing is Shearer and McDonald. We'll also see Bartley, Pouncey, Thomas, Tho, and Nilsson. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Keaton Jamison has 5 goals and 3 assists in 26 games. Jamison will wear number 12. He'll be lined up next to Cameron Wright, who leads all Grizzlies forwards with 19 points this season, 4 goals and 15 assists. Wright leads all league forwards, or all league players. Well, let's try that again. He leads all league rookies in shots on goal with 88. Wright has a -2 rating this season, 6'1" and 200 pounds. Dakota Raby has a point in 10 of his last 14 games. Raby has 6 goals and 12 assists in 27 contests. He'll be wearing number 22. The other forwards we're expected to see tonight include Vladislav Mikalchuk, who got his first assist of the season last night. Cam Strong's got a goal in back-to-back games. It'll be interesting to see what he does for an encore here tonight. You also see the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who has 1 goal and 8 assists in 19 games. He scored a goal on Wednesday night in the 3rd period. Christian Simeone has 1 goal and 1 assist in 14 games. Tyler Penner is making his 100th straight appearance for the Grizzlies. Last season, he appeared in all 72 regular season games, and he's appeared in all 28 this season. So Penner is making his 100th appearance in a Grizzlies uniform, and all of them in consecutive fashion, which is really impressive considering how much turnover. You think about injuries playing a factor in the sport of hockey, and Tyler Penner has certainly been the Iron Man, the consistent forward for the Grizzlies over the last year and a half. So he'll be in there once again for the Grizzlies. Dylan Fitz has an A on his sweater, and he will wear number 13. He had an assist last night. He's got 3 goals and 5 assists in 27 games. And we'll also see Joey Colatarchi playing as a forward. He'll be the 10th forward for the Grizzlies tonight. So once again, the starting forwards are Jamison, Wright, and Raby. Starting defensive pairing is McDonald and James Shearer. When we come back in 2 minutes, we're going to have face-off here at Maverick Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Steelheads coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by America First Credit Union.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line tonight as the Grizzlies take on the Idaho Steelheads for the fifth and final time in a row and the 12th time overall this season out of 18. Starting in net for the Grizzlies is going to be Trent Miners, got a record of 3-8 this season with one shutout and .895 save percentage. Starting defensive pairing is James Shearer and Connor McDonald. Forwards are Keaton Jamison, Cameron Wright, and Dakota Raby. Starting in net for the Idaho Steelheads is Adam Scheel, who on Wednesday night stopped 25 of 27, and he also picked up an assist. And his goals against average is 2.11 with a .928 save percentage. Wade Murphy, A.J. White, and Jordan Kawaguchi are the starting forwards. Matt Register and Cody Haskinen is the starting defensive pairing. Ryan Kanasowicz, the Grizzlies head coach, looking things on his second season with the Grizzlies. Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, wearing kind of a purplish-reddish thing. Looks like Colin Lee, Mason Whalen, and Jackson Hibbert have a nice outfit on tonight. As the puck is dropped, referee is John Lindner. Grizzlies win the draw and skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Cameron Wright with a right wing shot. Glove saved by Scheel. First shot by the Grizzlies was taken 7 seconds into the game. Tonight's picks to click, I am going to go with Keaton Jamison as my pick to click. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists this season. He'll be wearing number 12 as he takes a face-off against A.J. White. As the Grizzlies with an offensive zone draws, the fans still filing in here for the last game of the 2022 calendar year. Jamison's kicked out of the face-off circle. Cameron Wright will take it. Wright leads all Grizzlies forwards with 19 points this season. Last season, he was a member of the University of Denver's national championship team. He also spent 4 years at Bowling Green, 2 of them as teammates with Connor McDonald. Draw one by Utah as McDonald with a hand pass. It's taken by Register back in the Steelhead zone. Register will wing it off the end boards. Now Kawaguchi feeds it across towards Murphy, but the puck stayed towards him and bounces to Haskinen, left wing. He crosses center ice and dumps it in. Now Shearer back around to McDonald, who collides with Kawaguchi. Now Jamison behind the net. He's got A.J. White hacking away. Kawaguchi with the puck, but James Shearer with a back check takes it away. Ahead to Dakota Raby. Raby back towards Shearer. Now turnover. Wade Murphy slot, skates towards the left side. Grizzlies poke it ahead. Cameron Wright's got a breakaway. He skates down the middle. Wright will take a backhand shot. Saved by Scheel. And he gloves it and holds on. Boy, Cameron Wright was over at neutral ice. Grizzlies were able to nudge him with the pass, and he was able to get a breakaway. There was a Steelhead coming off the bench that was towards Wright's right a little bit. And so Cameron just kind of saw him on the corner of his eye and decided to take a backhand shot. It wasn't a bad shot, but it just kind of went right into the glove of Adam Scheel. So Cameron Wright has each of the first 2 shots of the game as he's announcing his presence with authority. Grizzlies win the draw after making a line change. Jordan Martell, the shot that goes wide. Now McCallchuck gets it. He'll throw it up top for Pouncey. Now Bartley back towards Martell. He skates towards the corner. Martell gets pushed as he'll skate towards the left point. Now Martell with a shot that goes wide. Rebound goes to Justin Misiak in the far corner. Misiak will feed it out to center ice 2-on-2. Idaho steps over the line. Svanenbergs dumps it in. Tries to get around Pouncey. Zane Franklin, first time we've seen him in this series. Justin Misiak behind the net. Bartley will wing it around the near boards. Taken by Bardo as action in the Grizzlies zone. As Svanenbergs feeds to the right side, it glances off a Bartley stick and flies out of play off the protective netting. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. 18:32 left in the first. We're just underway, but a good minute and a half for the Grizzlies here so far. Draw's going to be in the right wing. Trent Miner in net for the Grizzlies. Jack Becker will take the draw. He's got 7 goals this season, 6 of them against the Grizzlies. Tyler Penner taking the face-off for Utah. He's making his 100th consecutive appearance for the Grizzlies. He played in all 72 last season and his 28th consecutive game here so far this season. It's game 28 for the Grizzlies. Off the draw, Hedrick with a shot as Idaho won it and didn't get much on it. Hedrick back in his own zone, gets over to Patrick Cudler, leads all league defensemen in points. Over to Hedrick. Now right wing pass to Niram across the center ice, and they'll dump it in. As Cam Strong, Aaron Tho with a big-time hit of an Idaho player. Now it goes back to Utah as Dylan Fitz feeds it to neutral ice. It goes between the legs of Penner. Tyler gets it off the boards, but a whistle blows as Utah's called for offside. 18:06 left in the first, and after the whistle, looks like somebody wanted to go after Aaron Tho, and it was Willie Niram. Tho having some words for Niram. Both linesmen step between them as Aaron Tho will backpedal towards neutral ice, and Niram will skate towards his bench. Draw's going to be at neutral ice after the Grizzlies were called for offside. Big-time hit delivered by Aaron Tho, and that was on Domowski, and that might be what Willie Niram was saying. It looked like Niram with good size wanted to go after Tho a little bit, but you almost expect, we haven't had one of those games where we've seen a ton of physical stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if this ends up being more of a physical type of game. A.J. White will take the draw for Idaho against Penner. And the faceoff won by Idaho. Nick Canati, first time he's played in this series. Crosses center ice. He'll gain the line. Left side. Shot. Glove saved by Miner. Watch out for Nick Canati's speed. It certainly made an impact in previous games against the Grizzlies this year. Canati has 2 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. As we mentioned, it's the first time he's played in this series. Scratches for Idaho tonight. Ty Pelton-Bice, Jade Miller, and Colton Keller. Scratches for the Grizzlies, Johnny Walker, Taryn Pfizer, Bryson Martin, Zach Sekos, and Jordan Stone. As off the draw, Grizzlies went in their own zone. McDonald throws to Raby on the left side. He'll feed it out to center ice. Bouncing puck taken by Wright, and the puck rolls towards Adam Shield as Wright was trying to corral a bouncing puck, and it just bounced off his stick onto Shield, who got it on the hop of the ice. And the Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. 17:48 left in the first, but Cameron Wright looks like a man on a mission here tonight. Wright talking with McDonald, the 2 Bowling Green products. Wright will be in the right wing as Jamison will take the draw. Raby's out there as well. Just getting underway. Grizzlies in the white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. Idaho in a black jersey with white numbers and some mountains and trees on the side of the jersey. There are probably more trees than mountains, I guess. Wade Murphy will toss to A.J. White as Idaho wins the faceoff. White skates along the right wing, crosses center ice. Now he gains the offensive line, gets over to Kawaguchi. He gets it taken away by Wright. Jamison in the area as White gets pushed along the corner by Shearer. White, who's got pretty good size to the right side, will skate towards his left. Now feed it to the left point for Canati, who spins it around the boards. And taking it to the right corner is Wade Murphy, who's had a good series. Right wing shot, saved by Miner. It glances off his glove, and Shearer gets the rebound. Now McDonald behind Utah's net will skate towards the near side. He'll throw a backhand pass out to Cameron Wright at the Utah blue line as Zane Franklin hits Wright pretty hard. Franklin a physical presence at times. And the puck goes deep into the Grizzly zone in the near corner as Raby centers it to Bartley. He'll take a shot, saved by Shield in the butterfly position. Taken by Zane Franklin as he'll lift it over the head of Bartley. Pouncey chases over there as the whistle blows, and icing is on Idaho with 16:51 left in the first. Idaho with 1 shot so far was taken by Wade Murphy, and it bounced off the Miners' glove, but the Grizzlies were able to get the rebound. Cam Strong on the ice. He's got a goal in 2 straight games. He's taken the face-off. He's got the Rooster Jordan Martell to his left and Vladislav Mikalchuk to his right. Fans still filing in here. Saturday night, last game of the 2022 calendar year. The Grizzlies will be on the road for 3 straight against Rapid City next week, next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. As Bartley at neutral ice. Grizzlies won the faceoff and then backed it out. Pass ahead to Cam Strong. Goes wide of the mark, and it's deep into the Idaho zone. No icing as Cam Strong, the former Reading Royal and South Carolina Stingray, battles along the boards with Justin Misiak. Strong gets tripped up, and the referee thought about raising his arm but didn't. As Bardo to the near side will throw it to Misiak. Pass was behind him and goes deep into the Grizzly zone. Pouncey chases over there, and icing is on the Steelheads again. 16:18 is left in the first. Draw is going to come back towards Adam Shield. His backup is Remy Poirier tonight. Poirier got the victory last night's game, he stopped all but one. Poirier, over the last two games that he's played against the Grizzlies, has stopped 39 of 40. Jamison will take the draw for Utah again, who's without Zach Sekos. It's certainly unfortunate as Sekos got hurt in the first period last night. As the draw won by Bardo, he's in the Steelhead zone battling with Cameron Wright. Puck ends up trickling back to the corner. Misiak gets it, and he'll throw it to Heiskanen. As Heiskanen in the far corner will bounce off the glass, and guess what? We got another icing call with 16:06 left in the first. Draw is going to come back towards Adam Scheel. Because both teams had Thursday off, I think Idaho practiced. The Grizzlies got a little bit of a practice in on Thursday. You know, fatigue might still play a factor, though. Third game in 4 days. You're talking about two rivals. Andrew Nilsson in his first shift of the game is one defenseman. He gets the puck right side. Nilsson with a shot, and it gets blocked as it goes to the right side. And Zane Walker gets the puck. Walker and Franklin have similar hairstyles as Walker gains the line. He gets back checked by Raby. And Walker slams Raby along the boards hard. Oh, Raby's down. That's the last thing we need is another injury. As Walker just threw Raby along the near boards. And the referee thought it was a clean hit as Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, comes out. And like I said, that is the absolute last thing that the Grizzlies need. They're already without Pfizer. They're without Johnny Walker, without Bryson Martin, without Sekos, all of them due to injury. And now Dakota Raby, one of the Grizzlies' best forwards, got slammed along the boards by Zach Walker, and he's being checked out by the trainer. Colin Lee looking into the eyes of Dakota Raby as Zach Walker goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell for 2 minutes. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI as Raby will skate towards the bench with a little bit of assistance from Colin Lee. Now Lee will let Raby skate to the bench on his own. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for the letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's best DUI defense team. Rogers and Russell. Kiki's trying not to laugh as I pointed towards the camera as Kiki Crum hanging out with us as she just came back from a little bit of a vacation to end the 2022 calendar year. Grizzlies are on the power play for 2 minutes as Zach Walker in the box for roughing as he pounded Dakota Raby along the wall. Raby's being looked at right now by Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, in the tunnel. And Raby probably was going to be on this power play shift as Idaho wins the draw, and they throw it out towards Nilsson. Back to Jamison. He loses the puck. A.J. White couldn't clear it out, but Matt Register could. As Miner in front of his crease will take the puck, and he'll get it over to Andrew Nilsson. Nilsson leads the league in power play assists, and he's second in power play points. Over to right, now to the Rooster. Martell, who gains the line, stops near along the near boards. He tried to feed it towards the end wall. Penner has a kick off him. Goes past Nilsson, who couldn't keep the line as it goes along the near boards all the way behind Utah's net. Trent Miner cuts it off, and he'll give it over to Nilsson. About 40 seconds into Utah's power play. As Wright crosses center ice. Now he skates along the right side. He gets it taken away. Domowski skates up ice. Idaho has numbers. 3-on-3. Domowski left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Miner. Rebound goes out to Jamison. Can Utah enter with the offensive zone with momentum? Pass ahead to Wright, who gains the line. Gets pushed by Register. Right. Over to the right wing. He'll skate towards the circle. Now towards Jamison. Shot. Saved by Shield. Now Idaho gets it in the near corner. Trying to clear it out. Aaron Tho kept it in. Now Right circle. Shot. Kick saved by Shield. Martell gets the rebound. He'll skate towards the left side. Now he skates towards his right. Martell high slot shot. It goes over the head of Schill. Ricochet towards the crease as Matt Register pushes Jamison along the boards. And then Register hits Jamison in the back. It almost feels like that type of game where Utah is going to need to find a way physically to hang on here against the Idaho team. It looks like they're playing pretty physical here so far tonight. So the net got dislodged. Jamison got hit in the back. 42 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. We're still early on. 14-31 left in the first period. Draws give me in the left circle. Cam Strong will take it. He had a power play goal in last night's game. McCallchuck's to his left, and Dylan Fitz to his right. Up top is Aaron Tho and Victor Bartley. As the draw won by Utah along the corner, Cam Strong gets pushed, and Idaho takes it. Jack Becker, 2-on-2, crosses center ice. Becker steps over the offensive line. Right point shot, saved by Minor. Trent holds on. Domowski did a good job of skating towards Minor to force him to force Trent to cover up the puck. We'll see if we can see Dakota Raby on the bench. I'm not sure. We'll keep you updated to see if we see Dakota Raby back on the ice as he got slammed along the near boards by Zach Walker. As I mentioned, the last thing the Grizzlies want is another injury. They've had quite a few pile up here. Off the draw, Hedrick with a shot saved by Minor. Remember, Hedrick has scored 2 power play goals last night. Late in the Grizzlies' power play, 20 seconds left as Michalchuk crosses center ice. He'll feed it to his left for Tho. Tho dumps to the corner. Michalchuk pushes along with Hedrick. Kudla nudges ahead to Misiak, who clears it all the way out. Minor behind the net cuts it off as the Grizzlies prepare for life after the power play. Bartley has the puck as Minor slams his stick to the ice. Strong crosses center ice as Walker back out there as the Grizzlies skate towards the right circle towards Shield, who pokes it across to A.J. White. White with a rink-wide pass to Kawaguchi, who steps over the line 3-on-2. Centers to Hedrick, back to Kawaguchi. He'll take a shot, and he scores. Jordan Kawaguchi scored from the right side, just near the goal line, and he gets his team leading 16th goal of the season. 13:34 is left in the first, and Idaho has drawn first blood tonight. The transition game for Idaho. Hedrick will get an assist. He now has a point in 16 of his last 18 games as Jordan Kawaguchi slammed it from the near side past Trent Miners, just kind of a low liner. Good news for the Grizzlies, though, for this ensuing faceoff. Dakota Raby is back on the ice. Jamison will take the faceoff, but Idaho leads 1-0. They've outshot the Grizzlies 5-4. As the draw won by Utah's Connor McDonald, back in his own zone. It will get it across to Shearer. James along the near boards gets the neutral ice. Now he crosses center as he'll whip it around the board. Shield cuts it off behind the net. He'll throw it to the right corner. Bounces off of Wright. Wright gets the puck, skates along the goal line. He gets pushed by Register. Feeds it to the near corner for Raby. Raby, good to see him back out there. Only missed maybe a shift. Centering pass, righty shot. Saved by Shield. I don't know how he made that stop as Shield made the save and then fell on his keister. And the Idaho goaltenders have been outstanding over the last couple weeks. Kawaguchi with the goal, Hedrick and A.J. White with the assist. 6:26 into the first period. Idaho leads 1-0. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Idaho leads 1-0 as Jordan Kawaguchi got his team leading 16th goal of the season. Owen Hedrick with his 16th assist, and A.J. White with his 13th assist. Time of goal, 6:26 into the first period. Grizzlies with an offensive zone draw. Utah has outshot Idaho 6-5. Jamison will take the draw. Good to see Dakota Raby back out there after getting slammed along the boards about 3 minutes ago. Last game of the 2022 calendar year, and last game of the Grizzlies' 3-game homestand. Idaho wins the draw, and they throw it out to center ice. McDonald gets at the Utah blue line. Over to Jamison, back to Shearer, deep in the Grizzlies zone. Shearer goes D-to-D for McDonald. Over to Raby, he dumps it in. Fitz chasing after it as Shield will throw it to the far side for Register, out to Kawaguchi, the goal scorer. Now Raby over to Jamison as Utah picked it off, and Raby battling in front of the net, and he gets pushed by Register, and Shield covers up the puck. 12:44 left in the first. Draw's going to be in the Steelhead zone. It's going to be an interesting test here for the Grizzlies in the final 12:44 of the first period. Can they find a way to even things up? As Idaho seems to have played with the lead quite a bit in the month of December. That's interesting when you think about the Steelheads with a record of 24-3-0-1. You have to tip your hat to them as they've been unbelievable in the first third of this season. Off the draw, bounces off of Fitz, Simeone out there along with Penner. And that's the 3 forwards for the Grizzlies. Nick Canati spins along the near boards for Idaho. Goes to Willie Nerum, who's a physical presence, across to Casey Johnson. He crosses center ice, right wing pass to Becker, steps over the offensive line, trying to get back to Johnson. And the puck glides towards Trent Miner, who covers up. 12:24 left in the first. Idaho without having offensive zone draw. Fans still filing in here. It was amazing to see the crowd on Wednesday night. 6,325 was here at Maverick Center 3 days ago. It was the best Wednesday night crowd since February 15th of 2012 when the Grizzlies had over 7,100. That was a game there where they won 3-1 against the Las Vegas Wranglers, and Paul McElveen had 2 goals. And Andrew Engelage, one of the Grizzlies' best goaltenders in ECHL history, stopped 31 of 32. Idaho off the draw. Shot goes wide. Now Miner protects his net on a shot by Nerum. Grizzlies will nudge it ahead to Dylan Fitz, who will bounce it off the far boards. Now Domowski keeps it in the offensive zone. Becker, left wing shot, kick save by Miner. Rebound goes out to the right side as Johnson avoids a check of Simeone. Now slot, Idaho fires towards the net. Got poked away by Bartley's stick. Now Utah will cross center ice. Fits ahead to Simeone. He'll gain the line, left wing. He'll take a shot that goes wide. Stays in play off the glass. Now right wing shot, kick save by Shield. That was taken by Penner. Becker gets the rebound. He'll cross center ice and he'll dump it off the Chartway sign behind Trent Miner's net. Pouncey in the corner. Penner over there as well. They were signed on the same day, year and a half ago, as Becker gets hit by Penner. 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Pouncey hacks away, but coming out of the puck was Nerum. He'll skate behind the net, look for a wraparound. Didn't get much on it. Miner just covers up with 11:31 left in the first. Both teams have taken 7 shots here so far. Grizzlies in the white jerseys tonight, as Ryan Kanaswich, Grizzlies head coach, talks with the forward unit. And Jared Pike, the assistant coach, looks up at the video board and talks with Kyle Pouncey, the Grizzlies defenseman. Misiak will take the draw for Idaho against Cam Strong. Strong with a goal in back-to-back games here at Maverick Center. As Idaho gets the puck, Franklin on the right side gets pushed by Strong. Franklin, the former Allen American, gets to the right circle for Misiak, who takes a shot that goes wide. He tried to go glove side on Miner and missed. Franklin tries to avoid Connor McDonald, and he also avoids Strong. As Franklin still with the puck, will get over to Misiak behind the Grizzlies goal line. They'll nudge it back to Svanenberg. He'll take a left wing shot that's blocked by McDonald. Now Misiak, left side, will wrap it around the boards. Cudlow in the right corner gets it. He falls down as the puck is near him. McDonald will bounce it off of Svanenberg's. Now Cudlow gets pushed along the glass, and Misiak with the puck on the right side as he gets it poked away by McDonald. Cudlow extends his stick to keep it in. Left point, he'll fire a shot that goes wide. Now rebound, sliding pass, shot, and a score as Zane Franklin got the puck off the end boards, centered it to Svanenbergs, who put it away. And with 10:45 left in the first period, Idaho's taken a 2-0 lead. Svanenbergs gets his 7th goal of the season. Cam McGuire, the Idaho broadcaster, is going nuts on the other side of section 114. I'm not going quite as nuts, as Idaho has scored 2 goals on 9 shots here so far. So Franklin's going to get an assist. It'll be his 12th of the year. I think Patrick Cudlow is also going to get his 23rd assist of the season. Cudlow leads the league in points among defensemen. He now has 28 on the season. As the Grizzlies win the faceoff, but it went between the defensive pairing as Raby will feed it across to Jamison. Jamo crosses the offensive zone. Right wing, drops off for right. He'll take a shot, and it bounces off the shield and goes to the left corner. Franklin almost blasted Jamison as it goes to the right side. Though with a lefty shot save. Rebound shot. Saved by Shield. Well, that was a tricky one for Adam Shields. It bounced off of him, and then Raby had a good look from the right side. Somehow Adam Shields was able to make the stop. The time of the second Idaho goal, 9:15 in. Svanenbergs with his 7th of the year. Franklin and Cudlow with the assists. Both teams with 9 shots here. Seems like Idaho's playing a pretty physical brand of hockey, maybe more physical than what we've seen in previous games in this series. Corey Thomas will skate towards the Grizzlies bench and Aaron Tho as well, as Andrew Nilsson and Victor Bartley are the Grizzlies defensive pairing. Brisbee hanging out in section 114. High-fiving everybody on the crowd. Jamison will take the draw for Utah. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Idaho wins the draw as Bardo will nudge it ahead to Zach Walker, who crosses center ice. Walker gets to Kawaguchi. It bounced off of him. Raby over along the boards. Bartley gets the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone as Bartley will throw it to Nilsson. Grizzlies skate from right to left. Nilsson's pass is picked off by White, who dumps it in. Miner has a glance off his stick behind the net as it goes to the right side as Bartley will spin it back around to Penner along the far boards. Penner will throw it to center ice. Nobody home for Utah as Bardo will run it down. Utah makes a line change. As Bardo gets it across to Register. Now back to Bardo. Now feed it to the left wing. Idaho steps over the line. Domowski looks to center it, but it rolls towards Miner, who covers up, who kind of gets it on one hop on the ice and he's able to hold on. As it looked like Domowski was on the left side. Becker was cutting towards the net, but Victor Bartley did a good job of boxing out Jack Becker and not letting Becker get to the point where the puck, where the pass was going to be. Kind of saw on the game last night in the second period where Willie Nearham scored a goal on a great pass from Matt Register in a similar situation. Idaho wins the draw in the offensive zone. Left side, Domowski being shadowed by McDonald. Domowski throws to the corner. The only guy there was Penner. He plays for the Grizzlies. He'll throw it cross ice. It goes over the stick of Dylan Fitz. As Idaho back at neutral ice, Willie Nearham dumps it in. Miner behind his net cuts it off as he'll give it over to James Shearer, who's being chased down by Domowski. Turnover to the right side, Nearham. Centering pass to Domowski. He'll take a shot and it goes wide. It bounced off the glass. McDonald has a glance off his glove and it goes to center ice. Cody Heiskanen will get it across to Casey Johnson. Johnson avoids a check at Kolatarchi. And now Domowski has the puck in the near side. He'll feed it across to Johnson, who crosses center ice. He'll throw it cross ice to the right side for Nearham, who couldn't reach it. Sure, will bouncing off the glass. Dylan Fitz crosses center ice. Doesn't have numbers 1-on-2. Fitz skates towards the corner. Stops, waits for everybody else to enter the zone. Now Thomas throws to the right side for McCallchuck. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. Thomas skates towards the boards. He'll take a shot. Saved by Shield. Grizzlies hacking away. Shield's covered up, and Casey Johnson will push Cam Strong after the whistle. And Strong had the audacity, according to Johnson, to try to find a way to get a dirty, greasy goal. That's one thing that good defensive teams do is they protect their goaltenders and even be a little bit physical. Whether it's necessary or not is really up to their interpretation because in their minds, all they want to do is protect their goaltender at all costs. Looked like Shield had a tough time maybe for a second trying to locate the puck, and so that's where Strong was trying to find a way to capitalize on it, and then Johnson and Strong exchange a couple pushes after the whistle. And then the linesman stepped in. The linesmen tonight are Craig Peterson and Andrew Collins. Grizzlies win the draw. Bartley gets it across to Nilsson in the offensive zone. Back towards the middle. It kicks off a Martell stick and goes to the left corner for McCallchuck. He'll spin it along, but not very far as Franklin gets hit by Strong. Martell gets pinned to the boards by Kudla. There's a puck near there. There's Strong and Franklin over there as well. As Martell gets the puck, as he'll skate towards the far boards, he'll get it to Nilsson. Andrew avoids Misiak. Gets poked away by Hedrick as Hedrick crosses neutral ice. 3-on-2 if Idaho wants it. Misiak over to Hedrick. He'll skate to the left side. Gets around Bartley. Now around the net. Hedrick bounced off of McCallchuck. Delayed penalty, and it's going to be on Utah. As Hedrick to the left side. He'll back it out to neutral ice. Arm is raised by the referee. Grizzlies are going to be shorthanded soon as Hedrick skates towards the right side. Now it gets up top to Kawaguchi. It goes back to neutral ice. Kudla will feed it across to Murphy, who has to chase it down deep in the Steelhead zone. Over to Kudla, who's back behind his net. He'll feed it to Murphy on the left side. Murphy now crosses center ice, and he'll get it to White. White in the right side steps over the offensive line. Grizzlies hacking away. Now Hedrick will throw it to the right side. Now centers it to Domowski. It bounced off his stick, and Corey Thomas touches up the puck. 7:21 left in the first period. Elbowing's the call, and Idaho already up 2-0. And their power play unit, which is number one in the league at 27.5%, goes to work. Who's going to the box for the Grizzlies? Looked like for a second it was Connor McDonald, but it's Andrew Nilsson. He's going to serve the penalty. Penalty minutes 51 and 52 on the season for Nilsson. 2 minutes for elbowing. The Grizzlies have outshot the Steelheads 10-9, but Idaho leads 2-0. As looked like Nilsson hit Justin Misiak up high. Draws in the left circle, and this is a critical penalty kill for the Grizzlies, who want to keep it a 2-0 game and not let it get any worse. Register over to A.J. White as Idaho won the draw. Kawaguchi, the left side, he's already got one goal tonight. Kawaguchi dances just outside the left circle line, feeds it up top to Register. Back to Kawaguchi. He'll fire a shot that goes wide. Murphy along the near boards keeps it in. Over to Register. Back to Kawaguchi. Left side, he'll fake it as Shearer's standing in front of him. Now Kawaguchi looks for a shooting angle, take a shot, saved by Minor. Puck still in play along the right wing as Murphy spins it back around to Kawaguchi, trying to locate the puck. It goes to Register. Jamison pokes it away. Murphy gets the puck as he's to the left wing. Now to Franklin at the far goal line. Back up top for Kawaguchi, just outside the left circle. Now up top for Register. Register gets it back to Kawaguchi, left side, down to the goal line for Franklin, trying to get it back to White. It goes past him to Register. Register with a lefty shot, saved by Minor. Kawaguchi gets along the far boards. Back up top for Register, as he'll skate towards his right. Register with a lefty shot that's blocked by Jamison. Jamison gets the puck, and he'll clear it out. Good shift by Keaton Jamison, who comes off. 52 seconds and counting left in the Idaho power play, as Idaho will reset with a new fresh set of skaters, as Patrick Kudla will get it over to Hedrick. Hedrick over to Domowski, who crosses center ice. He'll gain the line and feed it to Jack Becker. Becker on the left side, up top for Kudla. Now to Hedrick on the right side. It bounced off his stick, but Kudla kept it in, or Hedrick did. Now puck bounced off the Utah stick. Hedrick keeps it in the right side. He'll skate towards his left. Now he gets it to Kudla. As Kudla back to Hedrick. Now to Domowski. Right side shot. Blocker saved by Minor. Rebound, Cameron Wright races to the far boards, gets it, and clears it out. 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Idaho has 10 seconds left in their power plays. Kudla crosses center ice. Now he throws it back to Hedrick. Hedrick having a tough time possessing the puck here in the first period. Now Niram gets it right side. He skates over the line, trying to get it over towards Misiak. Now Kudla over to the right side. Grizzlies are back at full strength. Hedrick with a shot saved by Minor. Idaho at the goal line, bounces it off a Minor. Now Kudla will skate towards the right side. Now he gets it to Domowski. Right side, he'll take a lefty shot, saved by Minor. Trent holds on. He's been active and busy here in the first period. Idaho leads 2-0. 5:09 left in the first period. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
5:09 is left in the first period. It's the Steelheads 2 and the Grizzlies 1, as Jordan Kawaguchi gave Idaho a 1-0 lead as he scored 6:26, and Owen Hedrick and A.J. White with the assist. And then Idaho scored less than 3 minutes later as Vandenberg's got his 7th of the year. Zane Franklin and Patrick Kudla with the assists. Idaho has taken 13 shots. Trent Minor has saved 11 of them. Utah has 10 shots, and all of them have been saved by Adam Scheel. Drow's going to be on the right side. Utah will be on the road for 3 straight games against Rapid City. Then Utah's got to face Idaho 3 straight times, January 13th and 14th at Idaho Central Arena. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Martin Luther King Day. It will be a 3:10 start. As off the draw, Franklin will take it and takes the shot and goes wide. As Grizzlies step over the offensive line, Martell dumps it to the corner. Nick Canati gets it. So he gets blasted by Martell. Puck goes to Idaho as Misiak gets back checked but keeps the puck. Now Misiak gets blasted by Martell, setting a physical tone tonight. As Martell gets it over to Strong, who gets pushed in the back. Puck ends up going to the near corner of the Steelhead zone. It's Vandenberg's across to Bardo. Bardo over to Walker off the boards. Walker ahead to Misiak, who's got great speed. Misiak chases after it, but the arm is raised. And icing is on the Steelheads. 4:38 left in the first period. So, yeah, the next Grizzlies home game is going to be on January 16th, Martin Luther King Day. Note the start time is going to be at 3:10. His day games are going to be at 3:10. Not sure what this one is. It's kind of a combination of a little bit of a day game, but yet it's a little bit early evening. Kind of rush hour traffic out in the Salt Lake Valley here on New Year's Eve. Hopefully everybody's got some good plans. I think I've got some good plans to ring in the new year, as the draw won by the Steelheads. Nick Canati over in the corner will feed it over. Dylan Fitz. It bounces at center ice, taken by Pouncey. Now Bartley ahead to Penner, who gains the offensive line. Penner centers it. Canati picks it off. Canati will get it over to Walker, who skates along the near boards. Walker surveys, gets it to Svanenbergs along the near boards. As Walker gets hit by Penner, Svanenbergs will throw it around, but it's Dylan Fitz that gets it for Utah. As Idaho makes a line change. Fitz over to Pouncey. He'll ricochet off the glass on the near side. Heiskanen gets it, tries to nudge it ahead towards Murphy. Goes back to Bartley at the Utah blue line. Bartley to center ice for Simeone, and he'll cross center ice. Backhand it into the Steelhead zone, but not deep. As Register will feed it to the near side for Murphy. Murphy gets the puck 2-on-3. They'll skate to the right wing. Shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes to Cameron Wright. And will nudge it towards center ice for Simeone. Pass behind him. Register gets the puck at the Idaho blue line. Register gets hit by Cameron Wright and goes down. Now another Steelhead gets it. White over to Heiskanen. Now back to White as he's in the Steelhead zone. They'll skate to neutral ice. White will backing out to Register. Register gets around Raby, steps over the offensive line, skates to the right side, stops in the circle, gets to White. White over to the right side, looks to center it to Kawaguchi, but the puck ended up back to White. We'll feed it back to the right corner as Raby stops in the corner. He'll bounce it across Kawaguchi onto Shearer. As Shearer gets pushed in the corner by Murphy. As Shearer nudges ahead to Raby. Raby gets poked away by Kawaguchi, who gets the puck at center ice, and they'll throw it back into the Steelhead zone for Bardo. Over to Register, ahead to center ice for Becker. Becker gets poked away by his Michigan College teammate, Dakota Raby. As he still with the puck as Willie Nerum right side steps over the line. Nerum trying to get to Domowski, who's being challenged by Corey Thomas, and the puck glides to Minor, who covers up. 2:49 left in the first. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. First intermission, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. Sounds like the TCU-Michigan football game is going pretty well. We'll see who won that game, and also go over some other ECHL scores, as well as some scores from around the world of sports, maybe some NHL action, as it's New Year's Eve, a great day of sports. And we'll go over all of it during the first intermission. As Utah wins the draw, Martel will skate in to the right side. He'll take a righty shot. Stick saved by Shield. As Domowski gets pushed in the corner, Martel spins it along the boards. It goes to the far corner. Strong chases after it, but Bardo gets there first. Now the puck stays in the corner. Mikalchuk skates over there with speed. He'll get the puck as he's trying to get around Casey Johnson. Mikalchuk tried to feed it out in front to Strong. Passes wide. Now left wing Thomas shot saved by Shield. And there's a 3-on-2. Nerum over to Becker. He gains the offensive line, gets it back to Nerum. Nerum, he'll take a shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Becker in the left circle. Becker skates around the net. Now he's on the right side. Now he's in the slot, drops it back off for Hedrick. High slot, shot goes wide. It glanced off of the Grizzly stick. I think it was Thomas. Now Becker across to Kudla. One-timer goes wide. Kudla didn't get much on it. Now Becker on the left side. Throws it to the left circle. Mikalchuk gets the puck. He'll bounce it to center ice. It glances off of Spanenberg's stick. Now Hedrick ahead to Kudla. As still had just make so quick decisions with the puck. Spanenberg's along the right goal line. Gets hit by Fitz. Spanenberg's over there along with Penner. Franklin in the area. Franklin gets the puck. He'll skate along the far board, the near boards, and gets pinned by Kolatarchi. Now Bartley gets it ahead to Penner. Tyler Penner, 2-on-3, crosses center ice and dumps it in. As it rolls back to the right side, Fitz with a shot save. Penner trying to get it out in front to Kolatarchi, and it goes wide. Svanenberg's crossed the center ice. Kolatarchi delivered a hit on Svanenberg's. It goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Nielsen gets blasted by Franklin. Bartley will pitchfork it out to center ice. Heiskanen gets the bouncing puck. He'll nudge it ahead to Misiak. Now Penner over towards Fitz. Fitz, left point shot, saved by Shield. He bobbled it for a second, but then covers up with 1:03 left in the first period. Draw's going to be in the Steelhead zone. Left circle is good thing Dakota Raby was able to come back in the game. As we mentioned, the Grizzlies are battling quite a bit of injuries. Zach Sekos got hurt last night, and he's not in there tonight. He might be out for a while. Taryn Pfizer missing his 4th straight game. Utah's also without Johnny Walker for the 5th straight game, and I think Bryson Martin is missing his 7th straight game. As Jamison will take the draw against A.J. White. Shots have been pretty close to even throughout the first period. Idaho wins the draw. Register will bounce it off the near boards. Shearer gets poked away by Murphy. It goes to center ice. Now Jamison over to McDonald. Back to Raby at neutral ice. Over to Shearer across the center. Now Jamison on the left side steps over the blue line. He gets hit by Register and gets knocked down as Idaho in control of the puck again. Idaho does an amazing job of puck control and puck possession. As Register ahead to A.J. White. Now to Kawaguchi. 2-on-2. Kawaguchi right wing pass to Murphy. Who skates towards the slot. He takes a shot and gets blocked by Shearer. I think Minor might have gotten a piece of it as well. Less than 30 seconds left in the first period as Jamison to neutralize, crosses center. And so he'll feed it to the left side for Raby in the offensive zone. Raby will bounce it off a Register. Now Wright gets it back to Raby, who swings and misses on a one-time attempt. And it goes out to center ice. As Grizzlies in their own zone, Bartley will bounce it off a Nerum stick onto Minor. We'll throw it to the Throw up around the net to Corey Thomas. About 5 seconds left in the first period. Domowski centers it to A.J. White. He'll take a shot. Saved by Minor. And that'll do it for the first period as Idaho scored twice and A.J. White out in front with about 5 seconds left had a good opportunity to make it 3-0, but Minor was able to make a good save. Idaho outshot Utah 16-14 in the first period. The goals for Idaho were scored by Jordan Kawaguchi and Jonas Vandenbergs. We'll go over all the scoring and recap the first period when we come back. And once again, the score here at Maverick Center after 20 minutes. It's the Idaho Steelheads 2 and the Utah Grizzlies nothing. We're back in 2 minutes with the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Now, late for practice here at Maverick Center. Looks like Kyle Mayfield's about to win. Mayfield will skate in. And Mayfield will take a shot, and he throws it over the net. Oh, boy. And it looks like an opportunity for the guy on the right side. I think it's Chris. Chris will fire towards the net. Grisby kicks it away, and Kyle Mayfield eventually gets the victory. Late for practice, one of the entertainment things here at Maverick Center. As we're in the first intermission, and Idaho leads 2-0. The one thing that's really stood out from the last couple weeks is really Idaho's puck possession, and they're incredibly quick decisions with the puck. They are never undecisive as to what to do with the puck. Seems like they're always under control, and they've been putting on quite a show over the last couple weeks. And really for the Grizzlies, I think, it was good to get that penalty kill when the score was 2-0 and keep it that way. As the Grizzlies within striking range, but obviously they're going to need to get that first goal past Adam Scheel. I kind of wondered coming into tonight's game as to what exactly the shot count was going to be, because it's been all over the place. We've seen games where both teams had close to 40 shots. We've also seen games like we did last night where both teams only had about 20 shots. Well, it looked like we had a high shot volume for both teams in the first period. Idaho had 16 shots. The Grizzlies had 14. So it was pretty aggressive, and I thought it was about as physical a period as I've seen in the last 2 weeks between these clubs. Idaho got on the board, 6:26 in, as Jordan Kawaguchi got his team leading 16th of the year. A.J. White and Owen Hedrick with the assist. And then Idaho made it a 2-0 game about 3 minutes later as Vandenbergs with his 7th of the year. Zane Franklin and Patrick Cudlow with the assists. Both teams had one power play. Zach Walker got a roughing minor, 4-11 in. That's when the game was scoreless. And then I made a mention of that big penalty kill when the Grizzlies were already down 2-0. And that was when Andrew Nilsson got a elbowing minor, 12:39 in. And that was just an epic penalty kill because if Idaho would have taken a 3-0 lead with how well they played offensively and really with how well they played defensively as well, it would have been really tough for the Grizzlies to come back. But it feels like Utah, with this 2-goal deficit, and especially with them, taking the amount of shots, it seems like the Grizzlies are still within striking range. 2-0's the score, and we'll see what happens here in the second period. Now, remember, the second period has been to the Grizzlies' advantage this season, but however, in the series against Idaho, it seems like the Steelheads really had their way in the second periods. Some of the other stats from the first period, scoring chances were high on both teams. Idaho had 8 scoring chances, and the Grizzlies had 7. Face-offs, Idaho won that battle 15-12. Both teams had 2 power play shots. Idaho had 2 shorthanded shots. A lot of hits in the first period. Utah with 15 hits to Idaho's 9. Boy, how about this for all the giveaways in the first period? Utah had 12 giveaways in the first period, according to the off-ice officials. Idaho had 10. So either whoever's counting the giveaways has been very liberal in the first period, or both teams really turning the puck over a little bit. But maybe that's just because both teams are playing pretty well defensively and are intercepting passes or getting deflections or really forcing the action. Idaho leads 2-0. We mentioned the shot count being pretty high. For Utah, Cameron Wright had 2 shots within the first 50 seconds of play. Wright leads Utah with 3 shots. 2 shots for Keaton Jamison, Tyler Penner, and Dakota Raby, and then 1 shot each for Corey Thomas, Dylan Fitz, Cam Strong, and Jordan Martell. Victor Bartley also had 1 shot in the first period. As for Idaho, Ryan Domowski led the club with 3 shots. Domowski leads the league in shots. Wade Murphy, Owen Hedrick, and Willie Neeram had 2 shots for Idaho, and a few other Steelheads had 1 shot on goal in the first period. After 1 period, here at Maverick Center, Idaho leads 2-0. When we come back in 90 seconds, we will go over some scores from around the world of sports. It's the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report as Idaho leads 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. Idaho leads 2-0. Let's go over some scores from around the world of sports. As it's the college football playoffs today. The semifinals, TCU taking on Michigan in one semifinal. Apparently we're having some internet issues here at Maverick Center, and hopefully everybody's able to hear the broadcast on YouTube and see it on Flow Sports. But it appears that the internet might be a little bit shaky here tonight. And, of course, because of that, I get the spinning wheel as I'm pulling up the scores from today's games. But it's interesting to think about the college football playoff as TCU's taking on Michigan. That game should be a final by now. And then Georgia and Ohio State doing battle here tonight. And, that's 1 versus 4. And I think it's going to be interesting to see, who ends up playing for the national championship. And TCU is that team that hasn't necessarily been there all that much, but they played a great first half. And it looks like there's 39 seconds left in regulation. And TCU leads Michigan 51-45. So that one looks like a classic. And shame on me for not DVRing it, but I imagine that will be replayed on ESPNU for quite some time, as that looks like an absolute classic. As TCU leads Michigan 51-45, but it looks like Michigan's got the ball at their own 25-yard line. So can Michigan make one final drive? But we'll see. But right now, TCU's up 51-45. And as we mentioned, later on tonight, it's going to be Ohio State and Georgia. Later on tonight, let's go to some scores in the ECHL. I mentioned Idaho's up 2-0. Games in progress right now. First intermission, tied at 1, Wichita and Allen, as Allen is in last place in the Mountain Division, but Wichita right now is in second place with a record of 17-10-2. Looks like Stennell scored for Wichita, 10:33 in, and Jared Bethune scored for Allen, 18:03 into the first period. That game is tied at 1, first intermission. 6 minutes left in the first period. No score between Indy and Fort Wayne. Second intermission, Reading leads Wheeling 5-3. 13 minutes left in the third period. South Carolina leads Greenville 3-1. 12 minutes left in the third. Newfoundland and Kalamazoo are tied at 1. Second intermission, Toledo leads Cincinnati 3-1. A couple games that have gone final. Actually, 4 games that have gone final in the league. Atlanta defeats Norfolk 3-2. Adirondack over Trois-Rivières 5-2. Savannah defeats Jacksonville 5-1. And Maine over Worcester 6-2. If you didn't catch us during the pregame show, it looks like there was a trade that was made involving a couple former Utah Grizzlies. It was an AHL trade made between the Colorado Eagles and Hartford Wolfpack. Ben Tardif, who started the season with the Grizzlies. Remember, Tardif was the Grizzlies' leading scorer with 59 points this season. Tardif appeared in 7 games for the Grizzlies and had 2 goals and 7 assists. That was at the start of the regular season, and he'd done a pretty good job for Colorado, but today he was traded to the Hartford Wolfpack for defenseman Luke Martin. Martin had been spending just about the entire season with the Jacksonville Icemen. Both guys have got AHL contracts. So now Martin is in the Grizzlies system, and he probably is going to play for the Colorado Eagles. Luke Martin is an all-star representative this year in this league, and he's one of those guys who really should get a shot in the AHL. He's that type of player. I mean, obviously, we saw that last season as the best defensive pairing in the league was here in Utah with Charles Edward Nastu and Luke Martin. So, unfortunately, that probably means that we're not going to see Ben Tardif in a Grizzlies uniform, at least unless the Grizzlies make some sort of trade for his ECHL rights specifically. But it's going to be difficult to, because especially, whether we were going to see Ben Tardif again or not really remains to be seen. It's hard to say whether we'd be able to see Tardif. But I think it's going to be interesting to see if Luke Martin ends up in a Grizzlies uniform once again. Or maybe that means that with another defenseman in the system, maybe another defenseman that hadn't previously played for Utah, maybe they'll end up coming back and playing for the Grizzlies. It'll be interesting to see some of the possibilities, but I know that Ben Tardif was a fan favorite, and he was somebody that really, with his speed and the way he was utilizing everything around him, he's one of the playmakers in this league that really was a lot of fun to watch. And so he was a lot of fun to watch earlier this season as well. So we certainly wish the best for Ben Tardif as he has switched organizations, and he's now with the Hartford Wolfpack organization. Their NHL affiliate is the New York Rangers, and the ECHL affiliate is the Jacksonville Icemen. Some other scores from around the world of sports in the NHL. First intermission, Toronto leads Colorado 2-1. The Grizzlies are the ECHL affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche, who won the Stanley Cup back in 2022. Games have gone final in the NHL. Sabres over the Bruins in overtime, 4-3. I actually ran into a Buffalo Sabres fan earlier today, Jim Williams. Columbus defeats Chicago 4-1. In overtime, Vegas defeats Nashville 5-4. Washington opened up a can on Montreal. They win 9-2. Flyers over the Kings 4-2. Lightning defeat the Coyotes 5-3. Games in progress right now. First intermission. Ottawa leads Detroit 2-0. 12 minutes to go in the third period. Minnesota leads St. Louis 4-2. Later on tonight, a game that's going to be getting underway here shortly. San Jose is at Dallas at 8 o'clock. Vancouver is at Calgary, and the Winnipeg Jets are at the Edmonton Oilers. Last we checked, and this game's probably gone final as we speak. TCU leads Michigan 51-45. That game with 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That is one semifinal game for the college football playoff. Two bowl games that have gone final. Alabama defeats Kansas State 45-20 in the Sugar Bowl. And in the Music City Bowl, Iowa shuts out Kentucky 21-0. And in the Peach Bowl, the second college football semifinal playoff game, it's going to get underway shortly. Ohio State is taking on Georgia. Georgia is a 5-point favorite in that one. When we come back in 60 seconds, we'll have second period action as Idaho leads Utah 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. We're about set for second period action. Happy birthday to Utah Grizzlies assistant coach Jared Pike as he has celebrated a birthday. And he was actually my roommate on the road trip last week in Boise. I wish you would have reminded me to bring my clothes when I went to Boise, as I left them here in the Salt Lake Valley. I had to find about 3 or 4 days worth of clothes, but happy birthday to Jared Pike, who celebrates a birthday. He was with the Grizzlies as a player back in the 2020-21 season. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Grizzlies are able to do here in the second period. Idaho has had their way in the second against Utah in the 4 games, 2 in Idaho and the previous 2 this week at Maverick Center. We've had some great crowds here this week, and we got another good one here on Saturday nights. Grizzlies going to be skating from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. In your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. Idaho skating from right to left as A.J. White will take the draw for Idaho against Jamison. Utah wins the draw. Raby will feed it back to McDonald. Now across to James Shearer. As Shearer will skate north-south across the center ice left wing and will wrap it around the boards as she'll try to cut it off but let it go to the right corner. Jamison gets hit by Register. Now it goes to Wade Murphy, who will bounce it off of Shearer. As the Steelheads in their own zone, Register will get challenged by Jamison behind Idaho's net. Cameron Wright will spin it along the far wall. Wade Murphy will lift it high into the air as it bounces at the center ice logo. Kawaguchi gets it. He'll gain the offensive line, left wing. as trying to get around McDonald, who poked it into the corner. Kawaguchi will throw it up top to Register. Dishes across to Haskinen. He'll skate towards the right circle, take a shot that goes wide. Register couldn't hold the line at the left point, and it goes all the way out towards Adam Schill, who will skate deep into the near corner as Register gets spun around by Right Eye, trying to feather it out in front to Martell. Passes wide of the mark. Martell gets over to Nilsson, but it goes past him all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. Miner behind his net will get the puck, and he'll throw it to the far side. Taken by Penner, will bounce it off the glass as the puck bounces at neutral ice. Idaho gets it as Misiak gets hit by Penner. Misiak, as the puck go towards Martell. Now Penner, now back to Misiak, who will get to the right side, gets around Bartley as he'll bounce it off the end wall. As Misiak trying to locate the puck, it glances off his stick and goes to the corner as Misiak collides with Nilsson. Now Nilsson will nudge it ahead. Martell throws it across to Bartley. Bartley crosses the center ice logo. He'll feed a right wing pass out to Michalchuk, but Michalchuk has to race towards the end boards, and Michalchuk gets spun around by Johnson, and Zane Franklin with the puck. Franklin skates towards the corner. Now he nudges ahead to Johnson, glanced off his stick. Now Fitz looks to center it to Penner, but it's picked off by Franklin, who seems to be an effective player this year. Franklin iced the puck as he was looking for Svanenbergs, but the pass is wide of the mark. Icing is on the Steelheads, 18:04 left in the second. Draw's going to come back towards Adam Schill. Next week, the Grizzlies will be on the road for 3 games against the Rapid City Rush. Next game will be on Thursday night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:05 face-off. It's going to be a 3-game set. Next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Face-off all 3 nights will be at 7:05. And then the Grizzlies will face Idaho 3 more times. Casey Johnson gets in after Idaho, wins the face-off. No icing as Corey Thomas skates around the Grizzlies net. Now to center ice, Cam Strong. 3-on-2. Strong skates to the left circle. Takes a shot that goes wide. Puck to the right point. Aaron Tho trying to keep it in, but the linesman was in the way. It's deep in the Grizzly zone as Nearham over in the corner battling with McDonald. McDonald pushes Nearham along the boards, and it goes back to Aaron Tho. It will feed it to the far side for Colatarchi. Cola will carry it out to neutral ice. Now he gets it to Strong ahead. As Strong dumped it towards Shills. It bounced off of Cudla's stick, and Shills covered up in the crease as we get a whistle with 17:28 left in the second. Draw's going to come back towards Adam Schill. I mentioned Jared Pike celebrating a birthday today. He's looking it over along with Ryan Knaswich, the Grizzlies' second-year head coach. Knaswich is the all-time leading scorer in Grizzlies history, and he's the all-time leading scorer by a wide margin. Goals, assists, and points. He's got them all. Jamison will take the draw against Jack Becker, and it's won by Idaho as it kicks off of Shill's pads, and it goes to the left side. Grizzlies will roll it around the boards, kind of takes a rough ride to the right point. McDonald with a shot, kick saved by Schill. Cudley gets over to Hedrick. Hedrick avoids a check of Jamison. As now to the left side, Shear gets over to Raby. Grizzlies hacking away. Shear is on his back side, but Idaho gets the puck. They'll cross center ice. The Steelheads. Jack Becker, right side, gains the line. He gets held up by Wright. Now Hedrick on the right side, over to Nearham. Nearham skates to the corner, throws the puck to the corner that he vacated. Now the puck goes across to McDonald. His pass glances off the Domowski stick as Jamison avoids a check of Willie Nearham. Now Raby hits Domowski as Nearham wants to bully Raby as the puck ends up in the Steelhead zone. Sure, will get it across to Wright, but he tried to glove it as the puck lifted in the air and couldn't get it. As Raby overskates the puck, Domowski throws it ahead to Nearham. He gets it. Nearham to the left side, skates towards the corner, battles with Penner. Now White gets it to the left side. He'll skate towards the middle. Raby pokes it back to center ice. Matt Register was at neutral ice, and he gets the puck as he'll skate into Idaho territory. Now he feeds it to the right side for Kawaguchi, who gets hit by Bartley. Grizzlies cross center as Martell will skate towards the left circle. I got poked away. Good job by Nick Canati. Now Bartley to the left point keeps the puck in. Canati trying to clear it out. Bartley keeps it in again. Bartley gets it across as Michalchuk will spin it along the boards. Michalchuk does have long arms. And now Idaho with it as A.J. White will carry it out to center ice. He'll feed it to the right side for Murphy. Murphy drops it off for Register. He'll skate in. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Miner. Now left side on the rebound. Murphy with a righty shot. Saved by Miner again. Rebound goes out to Penner. It will throw it across to Michalchuk. Michalchuk 2-on-2. Steps over the line. Makes a nice move on Johnson, but Johnson took the puck away. Now Michalchuk gets it back and dumps it in as Register behind the Idaho net. Gets tripped up by Strong. No call on the play. And Register was able to get the pass ahead to Kawaguchi somehow. Gains the offensive line and dumps it in as it rolls back to the far corner as Corey Thomas battles along. Idaho kicks it ahead. Now it goes back to Utah as the Grizz are in their own zone. Idaho will throw it behind the back to Franklin. Franklin battling and gets poked away by Fitz. Svanenbergs gets tripped up at the Utah blue line, no call. Somehow Svanenbergs, as he was falling down, threw it to the right corner. Now Franklin gets it back to the left side. Svanenbergs will skate towards the point. Fitz gets it and clears it out. Heiskanen will race into his own zone to get the puck as he wins the foot race with Christian Simeone. Casey Johnson will nudge it ahead to Franklin. Franklin gets hit, but throws it across to Walker at the center ice circle. As Walker will carry it over to the right side. He'll step over the line and dump it in as Idaho makes a line change. 14:40 and counting left in the second period. Idaho still leads 2-0. McDonald back behind his net. He'll bounce it off the near boards for Simeone. Christian gets the puck. He'll step over the line, avoids a check of Kanadi, gets it across, but Idaho's Domowski got a stick in the way. Keeping it in as Shearer as Jamison throws it between the legs of Simeone. McDonald right point, shot, and hacking away, right. And somehow the puck didn't cross the goal line. Shearer to the left side, back to right. Now to Jamison, he'll take a shot, saved by Shield. There's a stick laying in the crease as Kanadi will get it towards the far side. Jamison will throw it to Shearer. Back to Jamison. It goes past him. Simeone in the right corner. Throws it up top to McDonald. Connor will fire it off the end boards. Grizzlies behind the net 2-on-2 as Simeone and Kanadi battle. As Kanadi takes it away. Spins along the far board. Shearer gets it. They'll throw it to Jamison. Right side, take a righty shot. Saved by Shield. Rebound goes out towards the far boards. Billy Niram will bounce it off of Shearer. Shearer gets to right. And Wright will spin it along. As Idaho's Nick Kanadi will throw it along the near boards and it exits the zone. Looks like it's going to be icing on Idaho as the Steelheads wanted to make a line change. That was a very long shift for them. But the call is icing. 13:29 left in the second. Well, that was a lot of time in the attack zone by the Grizzlies. Well, Cameron Wright came just so close to getting a goal, but Idaho's kept the game scoreless. It's just so tough to get anything on the board against this Idaho team, but the Grizzlies had some chances there. And the great thing about that last shift is the Grizzlies were able to get the puck right there in those areas, those scoring type of areas. Idaho wins the draw. They're in their own zone as Kanadi will throw it to the near side. Nilsson gets it. He looks to center it, taken away by Barta, but it just glanced off his stick, and Martel feeds it to Bartley. Now Nilsson in the right side, and he'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Domowski says that the puck exited the zone, and now Domowski pushes Nilsson. And Nilsson with a headlock of Domowski as Domowski still has a stick. As Domowski now puts Nilsson in a headlock. Fans like that, but the linesmen are trying to break him free. As Domowski thought offside was going to be called, and then he was having a conversation with Nilsson as there's a timeout on the ice. 13:14 left in the second period. Idaho still leads 2-0. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's Idaho 2, Utah nothing. Looks like matching roughing minors. Domowski for Idaho and Andrew Nilsson for Utah. Last game of the 2022 calendar year. Next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Martin Luther King Day. That's going to be January 16th against the Idaho Steelheads. And then Utah later on in the month of January will have a 3-game series against the Rapid City Rush here at Maverick Center, January 25th, 27th, and 28th. Here, tickets UtahGrizzlies.com or by calling 801-988-8000. That's 801-988-8000. Draw's going to be at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. It was matching roughing minors, Domowski and Wright. We're going to skate 4-on-4. This opens up the ice a little bit more. Maybe the Grizzlies can find a way to get one on Adam Shield. As Idaho wins the draw, Patrick Cudler will start the attack skating north-south. Now he'll get it ahead to Kawaguchi. Left wing pass to Wright. To A.J. White, that is. White being challenged by Cameron Wright. As White over to Hedrick. He'll bounce it off the left corner. Kawaguchi gets it off the wall. As Kawaguchi will skate towards his right. He gets poked away by McDonald. Cudler will back it out to neutral ice, and Cudler will actually skate back into his own zone. And now he'll skate behind Adam Shield as the Steelheads want to enter the offensive zone with momentum. Cudler will throw it to the far side for Hedrick. Hedrick gets around right. Hedrick will skate across the offensive line. Now he'll veer off to the right. Hedrick across to Kawaguchi. Now to Cudler just outside the left circle. Back to Hedrick, who switches places with Cudler. Now Cudler gets it. He'll skate towards the left circle. Now Cudler will skate towards his right, and he'll get it to White. Gets poked away by Connor McDonald. McDonald races to the right side. He gets the puck. McDonald takes a righty shot. On it goes wide on. Bounces off his shield and goes out of play. As McDonald poked the puck away, chasing after it as it glided towards the Steelhead zone. McDonald got the puck, skated along towards the right circle, but Adam Shield did a good job closing off the front side. That actually looked like McDonald. He really didn't have much of an angle. Shield's one of the bigger goaltenders you'll see. I mean, Shield's not, he goes 6'3", 192 pounds. There wasn't much of a net there for McDonald to shoot in. It looked like Shield played the angle pretty well, and McDonald fired it over his head and out of play. As Idaho wins the draw, they get it over to Misiak. Now back to Register as both teams are skating 4-on-4 for the next 40 seconds. As Register will nudge it to the near side for Murphy. Murphy flies along the left wing. Murphy will take a righty shot that gets blocked by the stick of Aaron Tho. Murphy on the right side gets around Tho, skates towards his left. Now Murphy gets pushed by Martel, goes to center ice. Heiskanen gathers it. He'll skate down the middle. Heiskanen steps over the blue line. He'll veer off to the right circle. Heiskanen being shadowed by Aaron Tho. Tho blast Heiskanen along the boards as Heiskanen's got the puck pinned. Now he gets to Misiak. Tho and Bartley hack away. As now coming out of the piles, Misiak. He'll feed it to the left side as Nilsson and Domowski both stand up. Register over along with Michalchuk. Michalchuk gets the puck. He'll fire it to the left side for Martel. Martel skates towards the left circle, makes a nice move on Johnson, but loses the puck as it goes behind the net. Register will bounce it ahead to Misiak. Misiak crosses center ice, and he'll fire it around the boards as Miner behind his net will nudge it towards Kolatarchi. Will spin it along the near wall as Johnson from the left point takes a shot that's blocked. Kolatarchi goes down. Near him across to Domowski. His shot is blocked by Penner. Penner battles with Domowski along the boards, and Penner will nudge it ahead to Joey Kolatarchi. It will lift it over the head of everybody as it goes deep into the Steelhead zone, and the arm is raised as icing is on the Grizzlies. 10:36 is left in the second period, so we're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Neither team has scored so far in the second period, as Idaho scored goals about 3 minutes apart. 6:26 in. Jordan Kawaguchi got his team leading 16th of the year. A.J. White and Owen Hedrick with the assist. And then Jonas Vandenberg's 9:15 in, scored his 7th of the year with Franklin and Cudler with getting the assists. It's like Adam Shield is looking at an area of the ice behind the Idaho net that may need some work on. Looks like ice maintenance is going to need to be, the ice crew is going to have to do some work behind the Idaho net here on the right side as we see it from section 114. So the ice maintenance crew is going to come out. And we'll take a 1-minute timeout and come back as Idaho leads 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. and I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Idaho leads 2-0. 10:36 left in the second period. Everybody dancing to the YMCA, the time and true tradition of sports fans. And I gotta love just how I gotta love just how everybody gets into the YMCA. Like there's certain songs, Sweet Caroline seems to be one of those, but YMCA is one of those that I think the song is a good 40 years old, and yet it's something that's just tried true and something that everybody dances in sporting arenas across America. As they're going to work on the ice behind the Idaho net. Both teams standing near their bench areas. We're halfway through the game. Let's recap the scoring. We did before the timeout, but let's do it again. As Jordan Kawaguchi scored 6:26 in with A.J. White and Owen Hedrick getting the assist, and then less than 3 minutes later, 9:15 in, Jonas Vandenbergs gets his 7th of the year. Franklin and Cutler with the assist. Both teams have had one power play, and both teams are 0 for 1. Ryan Domowski and Andrew Nilsson got matching roughing minors, 6:46 into the second period. Trent Miner has saved 16 of 18 so far. Adam Schill has stopped all 19 for the Idaho Steelheads, who are in first place by a wide margin in the Mountain Division. They've got a record of 24-3-0-1. The Grizzlies have a record of 11-16. Well, the ice crew is looking things over behind the Utah net, and hopefully that doesn't delay New Year's plans as Victor Bartley skates over there. It's an issue that they had about January of 2017 when Rapid City was in town, that same spot of the ice. Adam Schill pointed it out as he was playing the puck behind his net and kind of noticed the ice surface was a little bit soft. So hopefully the delay won't last too long as this YMCA song is about over. I'm curious as to what the next song is going to be. We'll come back in 1 minute and continue with the second period. Once again, 10:36 is left in the second period. Idaho leads 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Now we have 10:36 left in the second period, and it looks like something's wrong with part of the ice surface behind the Idaho net as everybody's just kind of standing around. Looks like a couple Grizzlies players have headed to the locker room just to kind of either get a new stick or just walk around a little bit. Now everybody on the Grizzlies, there's really like two players sitting on the Grizzlies bench right now. One of them is the backup goaltender, Eric Topp, and then looks like Andrew Nilsson is sitting there as well. Everybody else is standing up and looking at the piece of ice that they're working on behind the Idaho net. I imagine the surface has gotten a little bit soft as looks like Aaron Tho's skating over there, Cameron Wright, and Dylan Fitz surveying things as well, as it's the fifth straight meeting between the Grizzlies and the Rush over the last 11 days, or really 10 days. And if you think about, where the Grizzlies are in terms of their schedule, it's a lot of games against Idaho. They've had a lot of games on the road. And you think about the month of January, it's been a tough month of December for the Grizzlies, but I look ahead to January and you look at the schedule, the Grizzlies do play on the road quite a bit in the month of January. In fact, the Grizzlies only have 4 home games in the entire month of January. It starts with a 3-game set against the Rapid City Rush next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, January 5th, 6th, and 7th. All 3 games will start at 7:05 at the Monument. Then the Grizzlies will be back at Idaho Central Arena for a 2-game set, January 13th and 14th. Both games start at 7:10. And then the next Grizzlies home game is going to be on Martin Luther King Day. It's going to be a 3:10 start. And I think if you're the Grizzlies, you're looking to that home game. It's going to be interesting because the Grizzlies will be on the road the first half of January. And then the Grizzlies will be back on the road for 3 straight games against the Tulsa Oilers. It'll be the first time the Grizzlies will have seen Tulsa this season. Remember, the Grizzlies and Oilers had that epic first-round playoff matchup that went the full 7 games in the best-of-7 series. And it looks like the ice crew is leaving the ice, which would be a good thing. And then we can get back to live action. Looks like Ismet is over there. Marty is working on the ice as well, and hopefully they'll get back to live action. The referee talking things over. Matt Register hanging out over there, as well as both linesmen. And hopefully we'll get back to live action soon. But you think about that 7-game series against Tulsa, it'll be the Grizzlies' first chance to see Tulsa late January 20th, 21st, and 22nd, a 3-game and 3-day set over at BOK Center. Then the Rapid City Rush will be at Maverick Center for the first time since the first weekend of the regular season. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, January 25th, 27th, and 28th. All the games are going to start at 7:10 in that series. The month of February is going to be interesting because you look at the Allen Americans coming to town for the first time this season, February 1st, 3rd, and 4th. And then the Grizzlies will have a 5-game road trip two against Rapid City, 1 against Greenville, 1 against Savannah. It's actually a 6-game road trip, and 2 games against Orlando. But the thing is, the Grizzlies are on the road so much in the first half of the season. We've seen the injuries pile up a little bit. I think the Grizzlies will be fine, and I think because of all the home games the Grizzlies will face in the second half of the season, you hope that the Grizzlies will get a little bit healthier. I got a feeling that the Grizzlies are going to be that team that's going to really start to peak around the month of January, maybe mid-January. And I think the big thing, though, as they're continuing to look things over, the referee, and it looks like the referee is going to signal towards Trent Miner, and it looks like we'll be back to live action. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. 10:36 is left in the second period, and finally the delay is over. I made a side bet with Kiki as to when this thing would get back to live action. I said 6:30. Kiki's hanging out with me. I'll turn her mic on. What time did you think that the ice surface was going to get back and working?
I said 6:34, so I think you
6:34
win this bet.
So the time of day right now is 6:31. Yeah, I guess it's closer to me, but we're back to live action finally, as Draw's going to be in the right circle. Tyler Penner will take it for Utah against Jonas Vandenbergs. As the Steelheads win the draw, as Bardo gets over to Franklin. He's in the right side of the circle. Try to get to Vandenbergs. It goes past him. Johnson kept it in the zone in the high slot. He'll bounce to Franklin behind the net, trying to get it over Walker and Franklin with similar hairstyles. Bardo takes it away from Martell, as Martell gets over to Franklin. Now up top to Johnson, but he was skating the other way, so the puck goes out to neutral ice. Vandenberg skates over there. He'll dump it in. McDonald behind his net will play the puck. Now he feeds it to the far side for Shearer. And Shearer, rink wide pass to McCallchuck. He gets it on the right side, steps over the line as McCallchuck gets poked away by Johnson. Now Penner, in his 100th consecutive game for the Grizzlies, gets hit by Vandenbergs. Penner throws it towards Martell. It's picked up by Bardo. Now Franklin to Walker. Walker gets hit by McDonald, and McDonald takes the puck away from him as it glides towards Andrew Nilsson. He's behind the Grizzlies net. Nilsson with a rink-wide pass out to center ice. And the Grizzlies, it could have been called for too many men there. They were lucky that it wasn't called. As McCallchuck to the right side, as there were 6 on the ice when the Grizzlies accepted the pass. As Register across to Johnson, as the Steelheads still in their own zone. Over to Murphy, back to A.J. White, out to center ice for Kawaguchi. Pokes off of Bartley back into the Steelhead zone as A.J. White gets pushed by Simeone. Turnover as Cam Strong around the Idaho net. Strong back to the right side over to Nilsson. Trying to get it back to Strong in the right circle, taken away by A.J. White. Kawaguchi chases down the puck in the Grizzly zone. He'll skate to the left circle, take a lefty shot, and he scores. Kawaguchi calls his own number from the left circle and got it under the right arm of Trent Miner. It's his 2nd of the game and 17th of the season. And just like that, with 9:05 left in the second, it's the Steelheads 3 and the Grizzlies nothing. Boy, for Kawaguchi, he just very patient with it. And, Bartley was to his right, so he couldn't get a pass off as Bartley was laying on the ice. And then Kawaguchi just kind of snuck it past Trent Miner. Draw at center ice is won by the Steelheads as Register will feed it off the stick of Cameron Wright. And it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Corey Thomas chases after it. I think Cody Thomas is actually a baseball player. Ahead to Raby, he gets it in the left side, overskates the puck. Willie Nerum gets it. He'll throw it ahead to Becker. Becker will gain the offensive line, skate towards the left side, stop along the near boards. He gets hit by Thomas. Wright gets the puck as he'll skate across center ice and dump it in as Idaho got back defensively. Shield will throw it to the far corner as Raby gets pushed by Register. Goes back to Becker. Now to Domowski, the near side. Domowski back to Becker across center ice. Becker gains the line, drops off for Nerum. Now Register will throw a backhand shot, and it's blocked by Shearer. Martell nudges ahead to Shearer. 3-on-2. Shearer skates towards the left side over to Wright. Wright with a backhand pass out in front towards Martell, and it gets picked off. Register gets blasted in the far corner. Franklin gets hit by Shearer and goes down. Shearer gets hit in the face, and he'll skate towards the bench, holding his glove on his face as Martell to the right side gets it across to Nielsen. Nielsen on side. He takes a blast. Saved by Shearer. Well, that was a blast by Nielsen from the left circle, but somehow Adam Shield was able to make a glove save. The Kawaguchi goal, which is the second of the game, has scored 10:55 in. Matt Register and A.J. White with the assist. So that means Matt Register, that's only his first point tonight. But for A.J. White, it's his second assist of the contest. 7:57 left in the second period. Idaho leads 3-0. Draw in the Steelhead zone, won by Idaho. Owen Hedrick with a backhand pass to center ice. It bounces off the linesman, and that's Craig Peterson as it goes back to the Grizzlies, who peel back into their own zone as Bartley will get it ahead to Martell at center ice. Martell dumps it off the stick of Kudla. Penner chases after it in the corner. Kudla holds on to Penner. Could be holding, but none to be called as Idaho will get it ahead towards Hedrick. Hedrick nudges ahead to Franklin, who crosses center ice. He dumps it in as it bounces off of Bartley a little bit. Deep in the Grizzly zone, Martell gets it in the corner, and he'll throw it to the other corner for Nielsen. Andrew will get to Michalchuk, who crosses center ice. Michalchuk will dump it in. Bartley chases after it. Bartley looks over his left shoulder, and he'll throw it across to the left corner for Strong. And Strong gets pushed by Bardo. Strong gets tripped up by Bardo, but gets back to his feet, no call. As Simeone gets poked away by Walker. Now it's taken by Canati, who feeds it to the far corner for Bardo, who will tap it off the glass. Thomas races to the Utah blue line. Couldn't handle it. Kawaguchi on hat trick watch as he gets poked away. Kawaguchi's got 5 goals in the 3 games here at Maverick Center, or 2.5 at least. 2.5 games. He's already got 5 goals. Walker throws to the near side for Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi gets pushed by Strong, but Kawaguchi around the net. He stops on the right side. Now he tries a reverse field. Now goes to A.J. White, who takes a shot that goes wide. Canati in the left point. Gets poked away by Fitz. Fitz chases after at the Idaho blue line. He gets it. Fitz stops as Canati lost his balance. Fitz will skate towards the right circle, takes a righty shot, and it goes wide. I think Canati might have gotten a piece of it. Strong battles with Kawaguchi, nudges to the left point. Fitz chases over there, gets it across the throw. Now to McDonald, righty one-timer, and it bounces off of Walker and flies out of play as that goes deep into section 123. 2 fans chase after it, and a fan with a gray hoodie comes up with a puck. Looked like he had a gray hat as well, showing some great quickness as he chased all the way down from section 122 to come up with a game puck. Great effort by the fan there to come away with the souvenir. Draw is going to be taken from the Steelhead zone, right circle. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second. Idaho leads 3-0 as Jordan Kawaguchi has 5 goals here at Maverick Center in 2.5 games. As off the draw, Idaho wins it. It goes past McDonald to center ice. McDonald will feed it towards the Grizzlies bench for Raby, but he couldn't get it as kind of bounced over his stick awkwardly. Domowski crosses center ice. Now he steps over the offensive line, looks to nudge ahead to Becker, but he couldn't get the pass as Sure was nearby. As near him, Domowski pushes Raby in the back. Utah gets the puck. 2-on-2. Cameron Wright will gain the line, drops it off for Martell. Or make that Jamison. He'll take a shot that goes high off the glass as Jamison didn't get much time and space. Now Wright feeds it out in front to Raby. Right side, Raby at the near goal line. Looks to center to right. He fires a backhand shot that goes wide. Does Wright. Register throws out to the right side. It bounced off of Nielsen and goes to the center ice logo. Nielsen with a right wing pass to Jamison. Now across to Shearer, who wraps it around the boards and deep as Shearer has a playoff his stick. Becker in the right corner. Gets it across to Haskin, who couldn't handle the pass. Penner centering pass to Raby, takes a shot. Saved by Shield. Now Raby behind the net, tries to feed it out in front, and Domowski takes it away. Stamowski crosses center ice and fires a backhand pass in deep as Idaho makes a full line change. Less than 5 minutes left in the second period as Bartley will nudge it to Nielsen. Nielsen crosses center ice left wing and throws it towards Shield. Cut off by Kudla. He spins along the near boards for Franklin. He lets it go past him. No icing as though will chase after it in the Grizzlies zone as Corey Thomas will skeet towards the near wall. As now it goes to McCallchuck as he's to the right side. Penner holds his face as if he were hit by a high stick. Cutler will get it ahead to Franklin. Franklin skeets across center ice. He'll feed it to the left for Misiak. Misiak trying to get a shot up, but fanned on it. And the puck pokes towards Kudla. Now to Spanenbergs over to the right side for Hedrick. He'll take a shot and it bounces off the minor and flies out of play. 4:12 is left in the second period. Time out on the ice. We're back in 1 minute. Idaho leads 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Nothing Steelheads. 4:12 left in the second period as they continue to work on some ice behind the Idaho net. Looks like matching roughing minors were called. Zane Franklin for Idaho and Aaron Tho for Utah. As both guys kind of pushed deep in the Grizzly zone in the right circle and didn't look like anything more than a little bit of pushing and shoving, but penalties were called. So if we're going to skate 4-on-4, I think this could be an opportunity here with the ice opened up a little bit to kind of see a little bit more action. Utah this season has scored 4 goals on 4-on-4 action, and they've allowed 2. Grizzlies have had some close calls here in the second period. Utah's up to 20 shots. Idaho has taken 19. That's a far cry from what we had in the first period. We had so many shots, but not many here in the second. In fact, Idaho just has 3 shots in the second period. The Grizzlies have 6. As the draw, one goes into the corner as they're battling. A.J. White gets pushed by McDonald. McDonald takes the puck away from him. He'll get it ahead to Penner. Penner carries it out to the center ice, and he'll drive it around the boards. It rolls back around Adam Shield and fits along the far boards. Tries to get over to Shearer. He gets it poked away. Kawaguchi gets it. He's already got 2 tonight. Kawaguchi skates to the right circle. Great defensive play by McDonald. Kawaguchi backhand shot hits the side of the net. McDonald didn't give him a shooting angle. As now Penner gets the puck. Oh, he lost it. And A.J. White will throw it back to neutralize for Bardo. Now ahead to Kawaguchi. He'll throw it back into the Steelhead zone for Casey Johnson. Johnson stands in front of Adam Shield. Now he'll start the attack. Skates north-south. Now feed it to the far side for Bardo. Bardo across to Murphy, but the pass goes wide and all the way down towards Trent Miner as icing is on the Steelheads. 3:22 is left in the second period. During the second intermission, we'll go over some scores from around the world of sports. Looks like that college football game has gone final. TCU defeats Michigan 51-45 in a college football classic. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Ohio State leads Georgia 7-0. As the draw on the right side, won by Utah as Raby will throw it towards the right circle. Domowski picks it off. Domowski skates north-south with good speed. He'll step over the line, left side, dumps it in. Casey Johnson will throw Utah along the boards, and it's Dakota Raby. As Bartley gets it, nudges ahead to Jamison. He'll cross center ice. Jamison will veer off to the left as he steps over the line. Jamison gets hit by Register and loses it. 2-on-2. Idaho's Domowski will skate towards the right side, drops it off for Murphy. Murphy around the Utah net. Now Murphy in the left corner, trying to get over to Register. Gets taken away, and it goes to center ice. Haskinen races over to get it. 30 seconds left in a 4-on-4 situation as Register crosses center ice, gets around right. Register keeps the puck, and he'll Back it out into his own zone. And now he'll feed it ahead to Jack Becker across the center ice. Becker skates down the middle. Now to the left circle. Backhand shot. Saved by Miner. He holds on. 14 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 2:26 left in the second period. Trent Miner so far tonight has stopped 17 of 20. That's the exact stat line he had last night. So a lot more shots. Utah with 20 shots as well. That means the Grizzlies do have a 6-4 edge on shots here in the second period. Idaho wins the draw left side. Register will skate towards the middle. Gets a poke by Strong as it goes towards the end wall. Register will lift the puck as it goes to the right side, but it exits the zone. Both teams are back at full strength as Tho will join the play initially. Now he'll skate towards the bench. And it looks like Zane Franklin's still going to be out there for Idaho as Register behind the Idaho net. 2 minutes left in the second period. As Idaho will fire it off the near boards. It hits off the stick of Sure. Now goes to Becker, who skates towards the slot. He drops it off to the corner. Niram chases after it. He feeds it across to Franklin. Throws it back to Niram, who had skated out of the corner. Cudlow on the left side skates the circle. He looked to center it. It bounced off of Becker. And taking it's Jordan Martell. He nudges to neutralize, where it's retaken by Becker. Now to Hedrick, across to Cudlow, over to Becker across the center ice. He gets around Martell as Becker left side shot and his stick breaks. His stick let him down as Corey Thomas around the Utah net will feed it off the near boards as Franklin throws it to the corner, but Thomas takes it away. Thomas behind Utah's net. 1:15 and counting left in the second period. Idaho leads 3-0. Ahead to Martell as he'll cross into the zone. Right side shot. Saved by Scheel. He holds on as Adam Scheel has stopped all 21 he has seen. It's not unusual for Idaho to get great goaltending, as after all this season, their team save percentage is .932. Penner will take the face-off against Justin Misiak. It's kind of interesting when Franklin and Walker are on the ice at the same time, as both guys have long hair and beards, and both guys really try to set a physical tone. It's kind of interesting to see Colton Keller out of the Idaho lineup because he tries to set that same tone. Idaho wins the draw. Hedrick around center ice dumps it in. Miner to the side of his net will fire it towards the near side. Idaho will spin it along the wall as Hedrick to the right side throws to Svanenbergs in the corner as he'll skate to the right point to Svanenbergs over to Hedrick. One-timer saved by Miner. Penner will nudge it ahead to Martell. As Martell crosses center ice, he'll get it to Michalchuk. He's in the left circle. He swings and misses. Arm is raised as Patrick Cudlow tripped him up as Michalchuk was trying to take a shot. Cudlow, after he saw the whistle, slammed his stick to the ice. 40 seconds left. Zach Walker argues his case. The referee, John Lindner, just kind of took his hand and said, hey, get away from me. Tripping's a call. Patrick Cudlow is going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 40 seconds left in the second. Idaho leads 3-0. First power play for either team in the second period. Jamison talks with Cameron Wright. Dakota Raby's on the left wing. Martell and Nielsen up top. So the Grizzlies going with 4 forwards and 1 defenseman on this power play unit. And the draw is won by Utah's. Nielsen to the right point gets it, and he gets it over to Wright. Right over to the near goal line for Jamison. He's trying to feed it to Martell. Now a shot by Jamison and saved by Scheel. As Jamison to the right side gets pushed to the point, Heiskanen takes the puck away. Heiskanen's got a breakaway. Skates down the middle. He'll throw a backhand shot. Saved by Miner. Great stop by Trent. Heiskanen made a nice move, but Trent made a great save. Puck still in play as Nielsen gets it. 14 seconds left in the second. As Nielsen will throw it to Martell across the center ice. 2-on-4. Martell gains the line, stops on the left side. Martell gets up top for Raby. He tried to get it back to Martell. It's picked off, and Idaho will clear it out. And that will do it for the second period. The Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the first minute and 20 seconds of the third period. Boy, Idaho had a breakaway there, and Heiskanen really made a nice move. And yet, Trent Miner did a great job kind of keeping his balance, and he made a nice save on Cody Heiskanen. Probably the best stop that Miner has made all game. Second intermission, Idaho leads 3-0. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll recap the first 2 periods. We'll also go over some scores from around the ECHL. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Mountain Land Supply Company.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Second intermission here at Maverick Center. Idaho leads 3-0. Both teams have had 22 shots on goal. Utah outshot Idaho 8-6 in the second period. It's been the Jordan Kawaguchi show this entire series. He had 2 goals on Wednesday night. He scored an empty netter right at the buzzer last night, and he's got 2 goals tonight. If you joined us late, he scored 6:26 into the contest with A.J. White, Noah Hedrick getting the assist. And then 3 minutes later, 9:15 into the first period, Jonas Vandenbergs with his 7th of the year. Franklin and Cutler with the assist. Idaho led 2-0 after 1 period. There's a lot of shots in the first as Idaho had 16 and the Grizzlies had 14. Less shots were taken in the second period. 8 for Utah, 6 for Idaho. The only goal scored in the second period was by Jordan Kawaguchi, who got a 2nd of the game and 17th of the season. A.J. White picked up his 2nd assist of the game. Well, it looks like both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play, although the Grizzlies are in the middle of their second power play of the game. As Patrick Cudley got a tripping minor, 19-19 in. So the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play at the first minute and 20 seconds of this third period. Attendance tonight, 4,919, 4,919. And the first 2 games of the series saw close to 60. One of the Wednesday night games saw 6,325, and Friday night, a crowd of just under 7,000. In terms of shots for the Grizzlies, Keaton Jamison leads the way with 5. Cameron Wright has 4. 2 shots for Penner, Raby, and Martell, and then a few other Grizzlies with 1 shot. If you joined us late, Tyler Penner is making his 100th consecutive appearance for the Grizzlies. He played in all 72 regular season games and every playoff game for the Grizzlies last year, and Penner has played in all 28 this season. So congratulations to Tyler Penner. Not only is he making his 100th appearance for the Grizzlies, but all of them in consecutive fashion. For Idaho, 3 shots each for Murphy, Hedrick, Domowski, and then 2 shots each for Becker, Neerum, and Register, and Kawaguchi. So Kawaguchi has 2 goals on 2 shots here so far tonight. Adam Schill stopped 22 of 22. When we come back in 1 minute, we will go over some scores from around the league as Idaho leads Utah 3-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Idaho leads Utah 3-0 as we'll see what happens here in the third period. Idaho has been a good team at protecting leads so far this season. Other games are in action right now. Second intermission, Wichita leads Allen 5-3. Indy leads Fort Wayne 2-1. That game about halfway through the second period. First intermission, no score between Iowa and Kansas City. Getting underway in about 10 minutes from now. Tulsa is at Rapid City, and we'll keep an eye on Rapid City because that's the Grizzlies' opponent next week. And that's going to be a 3-game set over at the Monument this upcoming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Games have gone final. Wheeling comes back to defeat Reading 6-5. South Carolina defeats Greenville 3-2. Newfoundland over Kalamazoo 2-1. Currently, Toledo and Cincinnati are going to overtime, tied at 3. Maine over Worcester 6-2. Savannah defeats Jacksonville 5-1. Adirondack over Trois-Rivières 5-2. And Atlanta defeats Jeff Carr's Norfolk Admirals 3-2. Some college football action. How about the crazy college football bowl game, the college football playoff, the Fiesta Bowl? TCU defeats Michigan 51-45. Max Duggan had 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. It looked like a big game for DeMercado. He had 150 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. For Michigan, J.J. McCarthy, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I send my condolences to the MC here at Maverick Center tonight, Tony Parks, who's a big-time Michigan Wolverines fan. So tough break for Tony as his team loses 51-45 in the Fiesta Bowl. TCU goes to the national championship game where they will face the winner of Ohio State and Georgia. Currently, that game is through 1 quarter, and it's tied at 7. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Georgia, who's 13-0 this season, although I think a lot of people are giving Ohio State a chance as they are 11-1 on the season. In the Music City Bowl, Iowa defeated Kentucky 21-0. In the Sugar Bowl, Alabama defeated Kansas State 45-20. So Alabama's record goes to 11-2. That's how it ends this season. Kansas State had a good year. They finish up at 10-4. Some NHL scores. Games that have gone final. Buffalo defeats Boston 4-3. That game in overtime. But how about the start of the season of the Boston Bruins? I don't think it's getting mentioned enough that their record is 28-4-4. It's been unbelievable what Boston's doing, being led by former Grizzly player Jim Montgomery. And great to see Boston playing well. But, great to see Jim Montgomery get back to his feet after he was let go by the Dallas Stars. As Jim Montgomery, actually, fun fact about Jim Montgomery, the Boston head coach, when he was with the Grizzlies, in fact, the 4 years that the Grizzlies were in the AHL from 2001 through 2005, Jim Montgomery is actually the Grizzlies' leading scorer in that 4-year stretch. So good to see Jim Montgomery having success with the Boston Bruins, but they lose 4-3 in overtime to Buffalo today. Columbus over Chicago 4-1. In overtime, Vegas defeats Nashville 5-4. Capitals over the Canadiens 9-2. Flyers over the Kings 4-2. Lightning defeat the Coyotes 5-3. Wild over the Blues 5-2. Starting in about 1 hour at 8 o'clock, Vancouver is at Calgary, and the Winnipeg Jets are at the Edmonton Oilers. Games going on right now. Second intermission. Ottawa leads Detroit 2-1. After 2 periods, Toronto leads Colorado 5-2. Colorado is the NHL affiliate of the Grizzlies. And after 1 period, Dallas leads San Jose 2-1. Dallas's ECHL affiliate is the Idaho Steelheads. And the Steelheads have won 10 in a row. They're trying to make it 11 in a row. You think about the NHL entry-level contract guys for the Grizzlies, they have 1 in Trent Miner, who's in net tonight. For Idaho, they've got a handful of players. In fact, looking at their current roster, just 1 guy, 3 guys have NHL entry-level deals. Dawson Bardo, the defenseman wearing number 51, he spent a little bit of time with the Texas Stars, but he's got an NHL entry-level deal. And both goaltenders, Remy Poirier, who's the backup tonight, who got the victory last night, and Adam Schill, who stopped all 22 shots so far. Both goaltenders have NHL entry-level deals. It's kind of tough for the Grizzlies when you consider, the fact that, sometimes it really comes down to injuries with your other affiliates. In Colorado, both the Avalanche and Eagles have had some injuries, and that's kind of hurt the Grizzlies' attack a little bit. And if you joined us late, there was a trade that was made, an AHL trade that involved potentially the Grizzlies, because Ben Tardif started the season with Utah, played in 7 games. His AHL rights, and I think his rights in general, were traded from the Eagles to the Hartford Wolfpack for former Grizzly defenseman Luke Martin. It's interesting to see those two traded for each other, because both guys were named to the league's all-rookie team last season with Utah. Tardif led the Grizzlies with 59 points last season, and Luke Martin was really instrumental in the division championship that the Grizzlies won last year. When we come back, we'll talk with Kiki Crum and get her thoughts on what she saw in the first 2 periods, and then we'll have third period action. As we're back in 1 minute, Idaho leads 3-0 behind 2 Jordan Kawaguchi goals. This is the Siegfried and Jensen intermission report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games,
Idaho leads 3-0. Second intermission of Tyson Whiting hanging out with Kiki Crum. Hey, it's the rule. If you're going to sit here, you're going to have to talk. And Kiki, it's really been the Jordan Kawaguchi show with 2 goals, but I think Trent Miner, I think he'd like to have that one back in the second period. I think he just kind of had his arm a little bit, in a way where Kawaguchi was just able to sneak it in. But otherwise, I think Trent's done okay tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely glad that we have him back. And I think, we always say the Grizzlies are a second period team.
Yeah.
This second period, the Steelheads are a really tough team to beat.
Yeah.
And it's a battle every time we play them.
I think with the Steelheads, it's just they make such quick decisions with the puck, and they're very decisive, and they don't make mistakes. When they do make mistakes, the goaltender seems to bail them out.
They play the puck very well, and I think we do too. I think we have a lot of crucial players who aren't playing tonight, and anytime we have a player who isn't, it's out of their normal line or whatever, I think there can be some little mistakes, or they're not used to, playing without them.
And that continuity, being without Taryn Pfizer and not having Zach Sekos, who got injured last night, and, Johnny Walker and Bryson Martin, and it's just kind of added up a little bit. Having guys called up to the AHL, skaters like Brandon Cutler and Kyle Betts. It's a couple lines worth of really good forwards that are not in the lineup right now.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see this third period. I hope that there is a little more urgency with the play, and that we can come out as a new Grizzlies team and hopefully score. That's
right. Don't want to get shut out by Adam Schill here at home on a good Saturday night.
Yeah.
Thanks for the time, Kiki.
Thank you, Tyson.
When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have Third period action as Idaho leads Utah 3-0 as Jordan Kawaguchi has 2 goals and Jonas Vandenberg has also found the back of the net. You're listening to the Siegfried and Jensen Intermission Report on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. We're about set for third period action. Some of the stats of the first period, it's kind of interesting when you think about all the scoring chances Utah has had. They've had 12 scoring chances, according to the off-ice officials, through the first 2 periods. Idaho has 13. Now, you'd say that Adam Shields had a pretty good game in net. He has stopped all 22, but the Grizzlies have had some good looks against him. The face-off battle looks like Idaho has won that one so far, 23-18. Utah with 26 hits to Idaho's 15. A lot of giveaways. I don't know if the person keeping the giveaway stats is just liberal with it, but the Grizzlies with 22 giveaways, Idaho with 18. And we mentioned the scoring chances pretty close to even. How about this, though? Patrick Kudla is going to be in the box for the first minute, 20 seconds of the third period. If the Grizzlies can get a power play goal, get something on the board, remember the 2 goals that the Grizzlies had on Wednesday in the first game here at Maverick Center of this series. They scored 2 goals within a 13-second stretch as Cam Strong scored 6:20 in, and then Jordan Martell scored 6:33 in. So you think about the Grizzlies can get one on the power play and then come back and get another one. We got ourselves a hockey game. So watch out for the Grizzlies on this power play, which is going to start with Jordan Martell. He's going to be out there with Dakota Raby, Keaton Jamison, Cameron Wright, and Andrew Nilsson. Idaho's going to counter with A.J. White taking the face-off. Dawson Barta, we mentioned him in the intermission. He's the guy with an NHL entry-level deal. Willie Niram's out there, as well as Casey Johnson. Johnson wearing number 13. He's a +1 tonight. 20 minutes are on the clock here at Maverick Center. The final period, unless there's overtime, of course, of the 2022 calendar year. Idaho wins the draw as they throw it towards Trent Miner. Miner to the side of his net on the near side. Gets over to Andrew Nilsson as Utah skating from right to left as we see it from high atop section 114. Right over to Raby. Left side, he gains the line over to Martell. Martell spins along the boards for Wright. Wright spins it back to Martell. As Martell back in the left side. He'll feed it across to Wright on the right side. Wright will get it up top for Nilsson. Back to Wright. He'll get it to Raby in the right circle. Raby dishes up top to Nilsson, who fakes a shot, gets over to Martell. Martell takes a shot that's blocked by Bardo as the puck glides towards Niram, who clears it out. Miner behind his net plays the puck. Less than 40 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play, and there must be something wrong with the ice surface behind what is Utah's net that they're defending in the third period. As Wright crosses center ice, he'll get it over to Raby, who steps over the blue line. He gets taken away by Becker, who crosses center ice. Goes to Domowski, right side, skates towards the circle, taking a lefty shot, and it goes wide as it hits off the glass and glides along the far wing boards. 3-on-2, right over towards Jamison. They get a righty shot that's blocked. Now left side, Martel with a shot that goes wide. As now 2-on-2, Idaho crosses center ice. Domowski will skate towards the right side. Backhand shot goes wide as Idaho's back at full strength. Cam Strong back deep in his own zone. Will skate around Trent Miner's net. Now Strong will throw a right wing pass to Fitz at center ice. It glances off of his sticks. Vandenbergs will skate towards the left circle. Centers to Franklin. Will take a righty shot that goes wide. Fitz will race out and get the puck. He'll throw it to Simeone. Passes behind him as Register ahead to Vandenbergs, who will tap it into the Grizzlies zone. McDonald behind the net gets over to Shearer. As Shearer will start the attack. He'll skate north-south. Now veer off to the left and feed a pass to Strong. And Cam will bounce it at center ice, lift it high into the air as it bounces off of Shield's pads, and it goes towards the near side. As Idaho's Vandenberg skates towards center ice, McDonald takes it away. Bartley back in his own zone as we get a whistle, as looked like Connor McDonald was throwing the puck to Bartley, and then a penalty is called. Now McDonald has some words for Vandenbergs, and a penalty is going to be called on both players. 2 minutes for slashing for McDonald. And it looks like Vandenbergs, I didn't see the signal of the penalty that he had, but it looks like we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. 17:54 left in the third. There's a draw at center ice as Hedrick gets it after Idaho wins the draw, and it's A.J. White that won the faceoff. And Idaho crosses center ice. It's matching slashing Miners as Nielsen with the puck around the boards. Hedrick on the right side keeps it in the offensive zone. He'll feed it to Kawaguchi, who's already got 2 goals tonight. Kawaguchi gets hit by Nielsen in the corner, and Nielsen will throw it across to Penner as Penner over towards the far side will throw it back to McCallchuck. Penner's in that same area. McCallchuck will get it back to Nielsen deeper in the Grizzlies zone. Nielsen behind the net will backhand it out to Penner. And Victor Bartley over to Nielsen. He'll nudge it out to center ice for Penner. Cudlow pokes it back into the Grizzlies zone. Nielsen will chase after it towards the far boards. Nielsen will dish it out to Bartley. Bartley still in the Grizzlies zone. 1:05 left in the 4-on-4 situation. As we've got less than 17 minutes left in regulation. As Bartley back behind Trent Miner. Miner looks over his left shoulder. Now back towards Domowski, who's right in front of Miner. Now Bartley will throw it out to Tho, but the pass is wide of the mark. Bardo chases down the puck in the Idaho blue line as Domowski gets over to Murphy. Murphy will skate down the middle. Now veer off to the left circle. Gets over to Domowski on the right side. He'll take a lefty shot, and it goes wide. He didn't get much on it. Sure, will throw it out to center ice, but it's Bardo that gets the puck. And he'll feed it behind the back pass to Nick Canati. First time we've seen him in the series. Canati will get it ahead to Murphy as a whistle blows, and the net is dislodged on Trent Miner's side. As the ice surface over in that area might be playing a little bit soft here tonight. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Draw's probably going to be at neutral ice, and it is in Grizzlies territory on the near side. Becker will take the draw against Cameron Wright. Wright telling James Shearer, directing traffic, tell Shearer where to stand. As the draw, Wright's kicked out of the circle. Raby will take it. He'll go against his college teammate, Jack Becker. Becker wins the draw as it glides all the way out towards Adam Shield. And we'll get it to Canati, who skates around the net. Now Canati bounced off the end wall and didn't get anything on it. Wright will take it away. He'll throw it to Shearer on the left side across to Bartley. And now back to Shearer. As Shearer will take a shot that's blocked by Nearham. As Raby in the near corner will skate around the net. Raby will throw it to the corner, and Idaho takes it away. 4-on-4 is about over as Vandenbergs and McDonald are both out of the box. As Nearham centering pass towards Bardo, but it goes between his legs. Now to center ice, McDonald will feed it to Wright, who steps over the line. Right back towards McDonald, but Connor had to get around Haskinen, so he couldn't accept the pass. Strong on the right side. He's got a goal in 2 straight games. He'll skate around the net. Right, Strong overskates the puck. Puck glides along the near wall for Bartley. He'll feed it off the 2 News sign on the right corner as Svanenbergs has got a goal tonight. Over to Nerum, who scored last night. He'll cross center ice and dump it in. Miner will throw it back to Bartley on the near side as Bartley will skate down the middle. Now feed it to neutralize for Fitz. Fitz will move it ahead, but it doesn't get. It gets into the Steelhead zone as Heiskanen gets it poked away by Simeone. Now it goes to the near side. Franklin crosses center and dumps it in. Shearer skates towards the end boards. He gets hit by Misiak and goes down. Luckily, Shearer gets back to his feet as Idaho in the offensive zone. Franklin will wrap it around the boards as Simeone will throw it back to Bartley. He's in Utah's near corner. Across to Shearer. Shearer leads the Grizzlies with a +4 rating. Across to Simeone. Christian, the Merrimack product, over to Simeone behind Utah's net. Grizzlies want to spread the ice. Neither team has taken a shot here so far in the third period. As Martel will cross center ice. Jordan's his first name. It's his 7th game of the Grizzlies. Martel throws it up top to McCallchuck. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Misiak. So, left point will skate towards the goal line, loses the puck. Cudler will nudge it ahead. And it's cut off by McCallchuck as he skates in the near corner. McCallchuck throws it to the left point. As Martel skates towards his right, he'll take a shot. Saved by Shield. Grizzlies backhand shot and rebound. Saved by Shield. Now in the front, Grizzlies shot. Saved by Shield. Boy, what a stop by Idaho. Arm is raised, and it's going to be a penalty on Idaho. As delayed penalty, as Martel gets it poked away by Walker. Martel will skate back towards his net as Walker shadows him. Now Tho gets it as Tho will skate down the middle. He'll skate to neutralize, so he crosses the center, drops it back off for Jamison over to Raby. Raby has to chase after it as the net is empty for Utah. Raby across center ice. He'll step over the offensive line, dumps it to the corner. Raby with the puck as he gets over to Tho in the corner. Tho feeds it to the point. Nobody's home. McDonald will chase after it, and the captain gets it. And he'll skate back towards his goal line, and he'll bounce to the right. As right with 13:20 left in the third period. Throws to the Idaho blue line. It's cut off by Kawaguchi, and that gets the whistle. 13:19 left in the third. Slashing is going to be the penalty call, and the Grizzlies is going to be on the power play when we come back. The score, Idaho 3, Utah 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
$13:19 is left in regulation. Draw's going to be in the right circle as Adam Schill pitching a shutout right now as the Steelheads lead 3-0. Last of 5 straight meetings between these clubs, but remember, they're going to meet 3 times on Martin Luther King weekend, January 13th and 14th in Idaho, and next Grizzlies home game will be January 16th on Martin Luther King Day at 3 o'clock. Grizzlies on the near side. Get it over to Martel, back to Nilsson with a blast. Saved by Schill. By Nilsson with a lot of velocity on the shot from the left point, but Schill was able to not only make the save, but corral it enough to not allow Utah to get the rebound and make something of it. Draw's going to be in the left circle. Jamison for Utah against A.J. White, who's got 2 assists tonight. And the draw won by White and the Steelheads as Matt Register will clear it out. Trent Miner to the side of his net as a glance off his stick. Nilsson chases after it. Less than 13 minutes left in regulation as Nilsson skates down the middle. Now he gets around near him. Nilsson crosses center ice and drops it back on for Raby, who crosses center ice himself. Raby steps over the offensive line, left side, gets it around towards right in the near corner. It gets poked away by Hedrick, and Niram will clear it out. Miner behind his net as Idaho makes a line change. Grizzlies keep the same 5-man unit out there. Nilsson has on the near side. He'll throw it across to Raby as Raby skates along the left wing, crosses center ice, and he'll dump it to the corner as Shield will nudge it across towards Domowski. Now Raby behind the net gets hit by Bardo. Martel skates towards the left circle, but getting there first is Jack Becker, who clears it out. Grizzlies will start to make a line change as Nilsson back in his own zone, as Andrew at the end of his shift will get it across to Bartley. Now Nilsson will exit, and Aaron Tho will enter. Bartley gets it ahead to Tho, as he's still in his own zone. Now he carries to neutral ice. Now at the Utah blue line, gets it across to Bartley, who has to chase after the puck. Bartley over to McCallchuk, as he'll get it over to Strong at center ice. It glanced off his stick. Bardo loses it, and it goes back to Strong. Strong back in his own zone. 20 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play. Strong gets over to Tho, who skates down the middle. Now Tho crosses center ice. Grizzlies very methodical with their approach here in the third period. Tho dumps it in. Now Tho chases after it. I tried to center it himself, and Idaho takes it away. Casey Johnson clears it all the way towards Trent Miner. As that will do it for the power play. Is out of the penalty box is Justin Misiak, as Bartley throws it ahead to Strong. He crosses center ice. Strong gains the line. Joes throws to McCallchuk, who dumps it in. As it rolls around the boards, Fitz will feed it to Tho, left wing. Tho looked to center to McCallchuk, pass behind him. Those two are teammates with Wheeling 2 years ago. Zach Walker carries it over to the left circle. Walker takes a shot, and it glanced off the stick of Sheeran and goes high off the glass and out of play off the protective netting. 10:57 left in the third, as Idaho still leads 3-0. Nobody has scored so far in the third period. Draws in the left circle. A.J. White will take it against Tyler Penner. And the face-off won by Idaho. Kawaguchi shot saved by Miner. Now Kawaguchi gets it back over to White. One-timer goes wide. As Hedrick to the right side gets over to Kawaguchi. He gets pinned to the boards by McDonald. Kawaguchi breaks free. He throws it up top for Kudla. He'll take a shot that's blocked by Kyle Pouncey. Pouncey head towards Penner, but a bouncing puck gets back to Owen Hedrick. Boy, Idaho does such a great job just with puck possession. As Cutler with the puck, he leads all league defensemen in points. He'll feed it across to Hedrick, who's got a point in 16 of 18 games. He looked for Kawaguchi, but the pass was wide. Shearer feeds it across to McDonald. Connor dishes back to Shearer. Shearer throws it ahead to Penner. It glanced off his stick. Chasing towards the slot is Utah, but Owen Hedrick gets there first as he won the foot race with Pouncey. Now Grizzlies looking for a centering pass. One-timer swung and missed by Penner. Now Idaho 3-on-2. They cross center ice. Franklin steps over the offensive line. He'll stop near the boards, waits for everybody else to enter. As Franklin will throw it back into neutral ice. Now Svanenberg re-enters on a right wing pass. It bounced off his stick and Shearer gets it. They'll get it across to Thomas, who will throw a backhand pass to right. Now to Jamison, who crosses center ice 1-on-4. Jamison will skeet towards the right circle around Register, pokes it away. Register gets it ahead. Raby battling. Now goes to Jamison, who throws it between his legs for Raby, who gets spun around, and Franklin takes the puck. Franklin over to Register, who lifts it high into the air as it bounces in the Grizzly zone. Bartley will skate after it. He'll feed it across to Nilsson. Nilsson towards Jamison, who crosses center ice. Willie Niram takes it away. Niram to the right side, steps over the line, gets it ahead to Becker. Becker around the net, sharp-angled shot saved by Miner. Raby will bounce it off at Domowski. Now Domowski looks to center it deep in the Grizzly zone, picked off by Bartley. Now Nilsson back to Bartley, who's got great hands. He'll cross center ice. He'll nudge it ahead towards Strong. Strong will throw it to the corner as he gets pushed by Heiskanen in the areas right, but somehow Matt Register just easily took the puck away. Ahead to Becker. Now to neutral ice near him on the right side. We'll step over the blue line and dump it in as Becker battles along the wall with Cam Strong. Cameron Wright over there as well. Becker gets pushed. Now right side near him. Feeds it up top to Kanadi, who fakes a shot and throws it to Johnson. Now off the boards, Becker around Utah's net as he avoids a check at Cameron Wright. Now Becker skates towards the far side as Wright will push Becker along the glass and get the puck. Now ahead to Cam Strong at neutral ice. Strong over to Aaron Tho. 8:18 and counting left in the third. Idaho still leads 3-0 as Dylan Fitz crosses center ice. Now roll it around the boards. Walker collides with Simeone. Now Idaho gets ahead to Domowski. Across to White. It glanced off his stick. Sure, will wrap it around the boards again. Kawaguchi along the right side, taken by Idaho. Back to Kawaguchi, who gets it poked away by Simeone as it goes off the backboard of Idaho's zone. As the Steelheads look for Kawaguchi, pass behind him. Right wing McDonald with a shot that goes wide as it glides towards the near side. Walker will lift it in the air to center ice, and it goes out of play into the penalty box. 7:46 is left in the third, and Idaho still up 3-0. Time is running out on the Grizzlies here in the 2022 calendar year, and I think about the 5 games set against Idaho, 2 last week in Boise and 3 here at Maverick Center. It's been a rough stretch for the Grizzlies, but to just tip your hat to the Steelheads, who have won 10 in a row and they're less than 8 minutes away from making it potentially 11 in a row. As Utah wins the draw, sure, left point shots blocked by Walker. Now it's taken by Kawaguchi, who skates towards the left side, drops off for Walker, who wasn't there yet. McDonald cuts in front of Walker to get the puck. Shearer in the right corner has it as the Grizzlies spread the ice. Shearer gets it across to McDonald, who feeds it back to the near side for Penner as it bounced over his stick. Penner around Hedrick in the corner. As Penner doing a good job positioning himself. Now Martell will join the play, and he'll skate towards the left point over to Bartley. One-timer is blocked by Misiak, who gets the puck. He'll skate towards neutral ice. Cut off by Martell, and looks like a slash is going to be called. Who's going to be on it? It looked like Utah was in the area. It's a slash on the Grizzlies. Tyler Penner will skate to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 7 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third period, and Idaho's going back to the power play. It's kind of interesting to think about the penalty kill for the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies' penalty kill so far tonight has done a pretty decent job. They're 1 for 1 in the penalty kill. They haven't had too many penalties that have resulted into Idaho power play. Slashing's a call, 12:56, and Idaho wins the draws. Register will throw it to Kawaguchi. He'll throw it back to Register in the left point. He feeds it to Murphy on the right side. Murphy centers it to Kawaguchi's on hat trick watch. Drops off for Register. Takes a shot. Glove save by Minor. Good stop by Trent as Register fired a blast on a one-timer from the high slot. And a nice glove save by Trent Minor, who has stopped 23 of 26. Adam Schill on the Idaho side is a perfect 25 for 25. 6:47 left in regulation. 1:43 left in the Idaho power play. They win the draw as Register in the high slot. We'll get it to the left side for Kawaguchi. He tried to nudge it in front to Franklin, and it goes wide. Murphy throws to the corner in the near side. Bartley picks it off and clears it all the way towards Adam Schill. Schill plays it in front of the crease. He'll get it over to Register, skates around the net. Register over 500 ECHL games, potential league Hall of Famer. As he gets to neutral ice and tried to throw it to Kawaguchi. Passes wide of the mark. Schill behind the net will play it. And he'll nudge it towards the far side for Kawaguchi. It goes past him to White at the Idaho blue line. White near the Idaho bench dances around. Now he'll start skating north-south. He feeds it to look towards Franklin. Raby got in the way as he got the puck and got it over to Thomas. Across to Bartley. 6 minutes and counting left in the third period. Fitz from the left point will fire a shot, low liner that is casually held on by Schill as the puck just kind of bounced on the ice, and Schill was just able to easily cover it and make the save. 5:56 left in the third period. Grizzlies will have an offensive zone draw. 52 seconds left in the Idaho power play. Utah down by 3 with less than 6 minutes left. Has to be pretty aggressive. You're shorthanded. Utah's got 2 shorthanded goals this season. They led the league last year with 20. As off the draw, Utah wins it. Sure with a shot, and it goes wide. And out of play is Willie Nerum cut in front of Sure as he was taking the shot. And good job by Willie Nerum. He's been outstanding on the Idaho penalty kill here tonight. Although this is a power play situation, but Nerum's been a pretty good two-way forward in this series for Idaho. Draw won by Idaho as Owen Hedrick will skate north-south. Now he'll drop it off for Domowski over to Nerum on the right side. Nerum faked the pass and starts skating towards the goal line. Gets to the corner, loses it. Jamison will clear it out. As Matt Register will chase after it. Adam Schill to the far side will get it ahead to Register. 30 seconds left in the Idaho power play and about 5.5 minutes left in regulation. Patrick Kudla around the boards as it cycles to Jack Becker. Now gets poked off a stick and it goes to Utah. Grizzlies Cam Strong races to the right circle. Tries to get around Hedrick. Strong still with the puck, but Jack Becker cuts in front of him and Hedrick takes it away. Domowski out to neutralize, has it, as he'll feed it across to Kudla on the left side. Kudla steps over the blue line, trying to get it back to Becker, and he does. Now Domowski right side, shot goes wide, as Penner standing to get out of the penalty box, and he's out of the box right now. Penner in his 100th consecutive game with the Grizzlies, 72 last year, 28 this year, joins the play. So Idaho gets it to Becker, it kicks off his skate and goes to Bartley in the Grizzly zone. He'll get it across to Nilsson, and he'll throw it to center ice for Penner, who dumps it in. As chasing after, it's Martell in the corner as he collides with Bardo. Bardo boxes him out. Svanenberg's trying to nudge it ahead, didn't get very far. Now Zach Walker will sail it high into the air. It hits the top of the glass and goes out of play. You don't see that very often, as a fan over in section 118 comes away with a souvenir puck. Walker lifted it in the air, hit the top of the glass, and then could either have stayed in play, but instead it bounced out of play. 4:35 left in the third period. Idaho leads 3-0. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the third period. Idaho still leads 3-0. Neither team has scored so far in the third. Jordan Kawaguchi has 2 goals. Jonas Vandenbergs has found the back of the net, and A.J. White has 2 assists. Shots have been pretty close to even all game. Idaho 26 shots, Utah with 25. As Zane Franklin or Zach Walker dumps it in. Franklin and Walker with similar hairstyles. Puck deep in the Grizzly zone. Walker wraparound shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes out to Misiak in the far corners. Idaho's in the offensive zone. Misiak over to Walker to the side of the net. It hits the side of the net as he was trying to wrap it back around in front of the crease. As Walker battling with Nilsson behind the net. Walker has the puck. And he'll bounce it up top for Bardo. The right point. Bardo back along the wall as it bounces off the Maverick sign and hits the side of the net. Penner gets it across to Bartley, who collides with Svanenbergs. Now to Michalchuk as he'll bounce it off an Idaho skater. Goes back to Bartley in the corner. 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Actually 3:45 and counting. That's a little bit more than half as Penner pushes Murphy along the corner. And now it goes back to Nilsson. Action still in the Grizzly zone as Michalchuk out to neutralize. Will bounce it off of Svanenbergs. Now Svanenbergs goes down, and they're going to call a penalty on Michalchuk. As Murphy gets to center ice and dumps it in, Minor will play it to the side of his net, and interference is going to be the call. And Michalchuk goes to the penalty box. 3:26 left in the third period, and it's just been a really tough series for the Grizzlies as Idaho has just given them no breaks, and it doesn't seem like the Grizzlies have had many breaks here in the 5 games against Idaho. And that's been a really tough 2 weeks for the Grizzlies, and I think what makes it disappointing is you think about just how great the Grizzlies played in the 2-game series against the Kansas City Mavericks, which was, a couple weeks ago here at Maverick Center, and you think about how great the Grizzlies played in that series, winning 6-3 on December 17th and 3-0 on December 18th when Lucas Preek got the 32-save shutout. It's been a tough 5-game stretch for the Grizzlies here against the first-place Idaho Steelheads. Idaho has a record of 24-3-0-1 as the Steelheads win the draw. Kudla to the left side, gets across to Domowski. One-timer, it's blocked by McDonald. Hopefully Connor will get back to his feet as Keaton Jamison will clear it all the way out. When McDonald blocked that shot, and that one looked like it hurt as the captain's going to skate slowly towards the bench, and he'll be looked at by the trainer, Colin Lee. As Kudla crosses center ice, he'll throw it to Becker, who couldn't reach it, as McDonald limps towards the locker room. as Fitz will bounce it off a Steelhead, and it's Demowski. Now Becker, right side, left side, righty shot is blocked. Demowski's holding his face as he got hit up high. Cuddle up top for Hedrick, as Hedrick over in the high slot, over to Kawaguchi, back to Kudla on the left side, out to the far goal line for Becker. Now back up top for Kudla, but it goes past him, and the net gets pushed open on Trent Miner's net. As looks like there's a lot of action out there, and net popped open. 2:41 left in the third period. Draw is going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. So players for both teams ended up going to the locker room. Demowski got hit in the face with something, and he skated towards the bench and is now in the locker room. Connor McDonald blocked a shot, and he limped off the ice, and he's now in the locker room. 2:41 left in regulation, 1:15 left in the power play. Idaho wins the draw as Register gets it to Kawaguchi. He'll take a lefty shot. It deflects off the stick of Tho, but it ends up back with Kawaguchi. Register over to Murphy, right side. He'll tap it off to the stick of Penner as it goes to the far corner. Corey Thomas around the net as he's now on the near side. He'll get it to neutralize for Jamison. As Jamison will throw it across to Penner. Penner will skate towards the right circle, take a shot, saved by Shield. As Penner just kind of looked for any shot he can get to the right side as he didn't really have much time and just trying to go 5-hole on Shield, but the Idaho goaltender closed the door on him. Adam Shield stopped all 26 shots he has seen, including all 4 here in the third period. Ryan Kanasowicz, the Grizzlies head coach, talking with Jared Pike. It's Jared Pike's birthday today. The Sandy, Utah native. Wright will take the draw for Utah against A.J. White. This time it's won by the Steelheads. 45 seconds left in the Idaho power play. They lead 3-0. Idaho won 4-1 last night and 6-2 on Wednesday here at Maverick Center. Franklin hit it off a stanchion, and it rolled towards Miner, and Trent had to cover up, but it kind of had a bumpy road towards Trent as it kicked off his skate, and after the whistle, the lame, cliche-filled broadcasters would say there's a little bit of extracurricular after the whistle, some pushing and shoving behind Trent Miner's net. 2 minutes left in regulation, and hopefully everybody's going to enjoy their New Year's. You know, for the Grizzlies, they would have loved to have come away with a victory here tonight, but we'll see how the New Year's celebration treats everybody. 2022 was an interesting year for me personally. I lost my mom about a little more than 3 weeks ago, and I've been trying to battle that. But there's been some positives of 2022 as well. Draws going to be in the right circle. A.J. White against Cam Strong. 34 seconds left in an Idaho power play as Michalczyk's in the box, serving an interference minor. And the draw won by Idaho as Zane Franklin to the right side, trying to get up top for Murphy. Cameron Wright cut in front of him. Murphy battles with McDonald. Connor back out there, didn't miss a shift after blocking the shot earlier in the penalty kill. As Cam Strong will cross center ice, McDonald will now skate towards the bench as Strong around the net as he gets it poked away by Murphy. It looked like McDonald was trying to give it a go, but probably couldn't. Right with a shot left side, and that gets blocked as Wright collides with Zane Franklin in the left circle, and that causes a penalty. Who's it going to be on? It was really a collision that could have gone either way. 1:33 left in regulation. The door opens up to Idaho's penalty box. Cross-checking's the call, and it's actually going to be Matt Register in the box. It's interesting. It looked like Franklin and Wright collided, and at that same moment, the official called the penalty, and I thought that that's what it was. But Matt Register gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. 1 minute, 33 seconds left in the third period. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the outcome of the game is going to be in doubt. Really, the big question right now is whether Adam Shill's going to end the night with a shutout as he has stopped all 27 shots. In fact, both teams have 27 shots here tonight. Utah wins the draw as Martell on the left point skates towards his right. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked. Jameis snacking away. Right side, Raby with a shot that goes wide. Raby over to the right side for Martell. Martell loses the puck, and Idaho clears it out. Miner to the crease. Cuts off the puck just to the right of the net. He'll get it over to Nilsson. As Grizzlies are on the power play, as they're back at full strength as Michalczyk's out of the box, and he skated towards the bench as Wright skates down the middle in the offensive zone. Now Miner will skate off. Utah's net is empty. 6-on-4 as Fitz joins the play. He gets the puck on the right side over to Raby as he's on the far side up top for Nilsson. Andrew over to Martell, takes a shot and it bounced off of Bardo and goes wide. Jamison on the right side loses the puck. Niram will backhand it. Nilsson keeps the line as it goes towards Jamison, but it looks like a hand pass is called. 40.5 seconds left in the third as this baby's in the refrigerator, and it looks like Idaho is going to win all 5 games here over the 2-week series. 2 games over Idaho Central Arena and 3 here at Maverick Center. Utah has been shut out once against Idaho in this 2-week stretch. Remy Poirier got a 18-save shutout on December 23rd, the last game before the 4-day Christmas break. And right now, Adam Scheel has a 28-save shutout going on right now as Grizzlies get to neutral ice on the power play. Trent Miner skates to the bench again as Martell over to the left side gets to Raby on the far side, tried to center it, kicks off of Scheel's pads as Nilsson will throw it to Jamison. 12 seconds left. Jamison over to Nilsson, right side. Lefty shot, glove save by Scheel. That could have been Utah's last good chance there against Scheel as Nilsson will skate towards the bench. 7 seconds left. Can the Grizzlies win the faceoff and get one final shot on Adam Scheel? Grizzlies are up to 30 shots. Adam Scheel stopped them all. Draw in the right circle taken by Idaho as Dawson Bardo avoids a checker Raby. Action behind the Idaho net as Martell feeds it out in front, picked off by Becker, who fires to the empty net. It goes wide, and that will do it. Idaho wins 3-0 as Adam Scheel gets a 30-save shutout. As the Steelheads got 2 goals from Jordan Kawaguchi. A.J. White had 2 assists. And the Grizzlies just couldn't find a way to get one past Adam Scheel tonight. Last game of the 2022 calendar year. And the Idaho Steelheads get their 25th victory of the season. That's right. Their record is 25-3-0-1. Their winning streak extends to 11 games. The Grizzlies have now lost 5 in a row as their record falls to 11-17 and 5-8 here at home. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds. Once again, the final score, the Idaho Steelheads 3 and the Utah Grizzlies 0. Happy New Year, everybody. This is Utah Grizzlies hockey presented by Rio Tinto.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Well, the Idaho Steelheads sweep the 5-game set against the Utah Grizzlies, 2 at Idaho Central Arena and 3 here at Maverick Center, as the Steelheads have now won 11 in a row. And the Grizzlies fans walking to the exits and walking to their car, and it's just a tough one, really a tough 2-week stretch. And I think the disappointing thing, I mentioned it in the third period, was just how great the Grizzlies played here against Kansas City a couple weeks ago, winning 6-3 on December 17th, and then December 18th winning 3-0 and outscoring the Mavericks 9-3, and everything seemed to have been in place there and seemed like the Grizzlies are playing great hockey. They just face a juggernaut of an Idaho Steelheads team that right now is playing about as well as any team I've ever seen against the Grizzlies. I mean, you're thinking about, the first game of that 5-game set, the Grizzlies were able to score 3 goals on Adam Scheel, but Idaho won 6-3. And then Idaho got a 6-0 victory on December 23rd. So, all right, Idaho sweeps the 2 games over Idaho Central Arena. You come back here to Maverick Center. The Grizzlies protecting home ice, but it's Idaho that gets another 6 goals. They won 6-2 on December 28th. And last night, it was a 4-0 Idaho victory. So, tonight, you're thinking, okay, well, it's a new day, but Idaho comes away with another victory, this time 3-0, as Grizzlies have lost 5 in a row. And I think you just have to look forward. You just have to think that, okay, it's been kind of a tough stretch here for the Grizzlies, and it's not going to get any easier as the Grizzlies are going to be on the road for 5 straight games starting this upcoming Thursday against the Rapid City Rush. It's going to be a 3-game set over at the Monument on January 5th, 6th, and 7th. And all three games will start at 7:05. Let's recap the scoring. Jordan Kawaguchi got his first of 2 goals on the night, his 16th of the season, 6:26 in. A.J. White, Noah Hedrick with the assists. And then less than 3 minutes later, Jonas Vandenberg's got his 7th of the year. Franklin and Kudla with the assists. Idaho led 2-0 after one period. They outshot the Grizzlies 16-14 in the first period. Utah outshot Idaho 8-6 in the second period. The only goal was scored by Jordan Kawaguchi, 10:55 in. It was his second of the game and team leading 17th of the season. A.J. White got his second assist of the night. Nobody scored in the third period. And, for the Grizzlies, you were hoping to get, a decent amount of shots, and they were able to get 8 shots in the third period. 5 of them were scoring chances. The Grizzlies, according to the off-ice officials, had 17 scoring chances tonight. Those are what you would probably consider to be those grade A scoring chances, those really good looks. So they had their chances. In fact, it looks like the Grizzlies had as many scoring chances as the Steelheads. Both had 17 tonight. And Adam Schill played a great game. He had tip your hat. He did the job that he needed to do, but it's just, the Grizzlies just couldn't catch a break here at Maverick Center in the 3-game set, and Idaho ends up winning all 3 games. The Grizzlies' penalty kill was good tonight, as they were 3 for 3, as Idaho is 0 for 3 on the power play, but the Grizzlies' power play was 0 for 4. Good crowd of 4,919 were here at Maverick Center, but it was all Adam Schill, as he's the number 1 star of the game with a 30-save shutout and put on a documentary-worthy performance, and what has really been a documentary-worthy season for the Steelheads. The number 2 star is Jordan Kawaguchi. He had 2 goals tonight, and Kawaguchi, who actually was the number 1 star on Wednesday as he scored 2 goals. He also added an empty netter right at the buzzer on Friday, and there's actually a dispute because there's a lot of people that think that he actually scored after the buzzer, but I guess, it's kind of academic. And then he scored another 2 goals tonight. So in the 3 games here at Maverick Center, Jordan Kawaguchi had 5 goals. For Utah, they had 30 shots. Keaton Jamison led the way with 6. Cameron Wright had 5. Tyler Penner had 4 shots, and it is a milestone game for Tyler Penner. It's his 100th game as a Grizzly, all of them in consecutive fashion. He played in all 72 games last season, and this is the Grizzlies' 28th game, and Penner has appeared in all 28. In fact, he's one of 3 Grizzlies to have played in all 28 games so far this season, joining Dylan Fitz and Dakota Raby. Those are the only 3 players who have appeared in all 28 games for the Grizzlies this season. Just a tough night for Utah, and just too many giveaways. And you think about, can the Grizzlies find a way to bounce back against Rapid City? I certainly think they can. They split a 2-game series, the first 2 games of the regular season. Rapid City's been at about the 500 mark, but they've been a really streaky team. They just had a long losing streak not that long ago. But Rapid City, they're playing tonight against Tulsa. Right now in the first intermission, Tulsa leads Rapid City 3-0. Rapid City is at the 500 mark this season. They are 15-15. So hopefully it'll be a good week for the Grizzlies at the Monument, taking on the Rapid City Rush. And it'll be interesting to see where the Grizzlies go from here, because they got 3 against Rapid City, 2 against Idaho at Idaho Central Arena. And then the next home game for the Grizzlies will be on Martin Luther King Day. That's going to be a 3 o'clock start on January 16th. And then the Grizzlies will take on Tulsa for 3 straight road games at BOK Center. And then coming to Maverick Center in late January will be Rapid City for a 3-game set. So the Grizzlies in the month of January will face Rapid City 6 times. They'll play Idaho 3 times and Tulsa 3 times on the road. 4 of the 12 games for the Grizzlies in the month of January will be here at Maverick Center. But Utah will be at home quite a bit from about the start of February on. The Grizzlies will have a long road trip of 6 games in the month of February. But I think after that, once you get to about February 22nd, the Grizzlies will be at home the majority of the last 2 months of the regular season. So can the Grizzlies win enough games here in the next month and a half to where they can be in striking range to get one of these playoff spots? Because after all, the rest of the division is pretty decent here when you think about Wichita is off to a good start. You got Kansas City, Tulsa, who are just hanging around winning games here and there. Rapid City's well coached with Scott Burt. Can the Grizzlies find a way to win enough games to kind of put themselves to within striking range to where a good last couple months of the season puts them in the playoffs and maybe puts them in a decent seed once playoffs time comes around? But a lot of work has to be done between now and then. And the Grizzlies, 8 of their 12 games in January are going to be on the road, and they're going to need to play well on the road, just as they did last season, if they want to find a way to make the playoffs this year. Well, now we'll wrap things up here at Maverick Center as the Idaho Steelheads get a 3-0 victory as they sweep the 3-game series at Maverick Center. They sweep the 5-game set. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, of not necessarily the final outcome. Once again, in about 2 hours and 25 minutes and in front of 4,919 here at Maverick Center, the Idaho Steelheads defeat the Utah Grizzlies 3-0. For Kiki Crum, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.